So only this weekend?
Yeah, this is the last day for it.
So, it's been a month and a half since the events of the sanatorium. Your first couple of weeks were spent doing some basic research on that jar, trying to figure out what the hell it was. Afterwards, you hit that point where you realized there's nowhere I can take this anymore. Where would you turn to next?
I need to see the book. There's blanks in here that I don't know how to fill out.
Oh, you're gonna look at the Mage's Awakening book if you want.
Yeah, we're good.
I have the werewolf blood on us.
Not on us.
No.
We got 2 of the Chronicles of Darkness and Geist because we're doing geisty stuff today, in theory. Which, speaking of which, just gonna hand that to you.
I'll just start writing things on here in pencil and guessing.
What they mean.
Googling works about 25% of the time.
Just give me a minute. I have the book on my laptop.
Oh, nice.
Oh, okay.
You're so nice.
They've
Just really like you.
divided the gifts up weird, so I don't know.
What about the mustache?
Types of gifts.
I like him even with the mustache. It does not deter
Even
me.
with and stuff.
It just did not
You
deter
like
me
the
from.
mustache.
With,
Begrudging.
I mean, he begrudgingly has the mustache.
No reality.
So.
If I didn't... I guess my question would be, do I know anybody at University of Denver who...
Is a secret mage.
Well,
I mean,
I would be looking at 2 categories. I'd be looking at if there's somebody I know in the science department who could sort of extend the experimentation I was already doing with, like, I don't know, fucking proper equipment and protocol and everything like that. Like, you know, maybe get, like,
throw it in a particle
electron
accelerator.
microscope or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
or to see if there's anybody and they, I guess they would throw them into the liberal arts department, like anyone who's in like myth or occult or, you know, anything like that. Just as like a, sure, I'll stop by their office and see if they have anything to say that isn't, you know, aliens.
French and tear it out.
Well, you know of one.
One of her dads.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably where I would go first. Then, if I know him better than
Probably
Yeah,
have some
I
connection.
would assume you'd have a stronger connection there. One of those, like, yeah, whenever the department gets together, you've seen him. You've probably sat at the same table during the big luncheons for...
Whenever he's come around the house, probably.
Potentially, yeah.
I just have a little bit more contact in general.
Why is it making this? But yeah, especially with the last name kind of registering, with a person you spent a little bit of time in a sanatorium with.
Sure. Yeah. So what is the name of your of Spooky Dad?
Spooky.
That would be
was
Dante Ortiz.
Dante.
It's Pop, right? 'Cause
Yes.
he's the occult.
Papa's the professor.
And your medical dad was
Mateo Moreno.
okay.
Now, does Dante like pizza and killing demons?
I would say yeah.
Is Dante into completely changing what he looks like and what he sounds like and making terrible sort of fashion decisions for a brief period in 2009?
The most
2009
terrible
sounds
pose.
right.
Possibly.
He isn't white though. Like her dad isn't white.
That's true.
That's true.
So.
Almost had him.
And again, Dante isn't white either. He's video game white.
Yeah.
Fair
Which
point.
could mean anything.
Yeah.
Okay, that's valid.
Yeah.
Also, he's technically the son of a demon.
And an angel?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
So he's Nephilim, technically.
yeah.
Right.
Yep. Yay.
Nephilim are the white people of heaven. So I guess I'd go talk to Dante then. If he's like,
I'm sure he's got office hours.
yeah, surely, or lack thereof.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how much work he does.
I'm sure it's one of those setups where he's more of like a. When it comes to teaching, he does a lot more of historical.
Yeah, he does
and-
something else. He doesn't do like he's Venkman.
Yeah, exactly. He does the supernatural stuff on the side, but that's kind of his main deal.
Until he's fired.
Yep.
Yeah,
Just kind of hang in there.
then forms the Geist Spikers. Okay, well, I'll go talk to Dante then on campus,
Okay.
bringing the thing with me in like a
Start this table of contents.
like
It's
a-
so vague.
uh,
Oh, here we go.
Backpack or
Brown
duffel
paper
bag.
bag?
Duffel bag. That's what it's something.
gym bag.
Gym bag, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so bring that across campus. It's a fine September day.
I thought it was October.
I don't remember.
It's a fine.
It's October
It's a
now.
fine September.
Yes, it's October.
It's October.
During the Nazi.
Yeah, during the Nazi
protest.
part. This is
In between.
in the
October.
past.
Oh, okay.
Technically.
That month
speaking.
between.
Smarch.
It's March, yeah. The leaves are crisp. Make your way across campus and you find Dante's office. He's inside working on a computer. Kind of does the look up. Yeah. Does the look up as you knock on the door. Come on in. Professor
Voclain.
Voclain.
Yes.
It's been some time.
Agreed. The last we saw each other was, I believe, the all hands staff meeting earlier this 2 months ago. Was it?
Yes. Yes, indeed.
I have a academic question for you that perhaps you'd be able to help me with. I'll set the duffel bag on like a chair near his desk and like zip it open, take this thing out, and place it sort of gingerly on his desk.
What am I looking at?
You tell me.
It appears to be a older specimen jar. Kind of gets a little closer, gets a smell of it.
Read.
Doesn't smell like formaldehyde. My assumption would be somebody probably bought this at an estate sale or something and cleaned it up, made it a decorative piece.
I'm gonna, not overtly, but I'm just gonna kind of look behind me to see if the door to his office is closed or not.
Whatever state you left it in, slightly ajar maybe.
Then I will go back and sort of like close the door. And
Serious conversation.
I will sit down in the adjacent chair and this object, I'm willing to call it an artifact at this point. Suppose I found this in. You are familiar with the sanitarium, village of town?
Yes, my daughter was involved in things going on there. If I remember right, you were somehow related.
I was, yes. I am part of the reason that your daughter and the other students were able to get out safely, in addition to the police support and so on.
The immediate mental image of him hiking his pants up even further somehow.
We experienced some strange things there. things that would be strange beyond the normal stresses and shocks of something so sort of violent, traumatic. One of the strangest things is that I found this there. Now you can see this is in no state to have been left in a sanitarium for decades. It's clearly in fine condition, and when I discovered it, I continue to see before I go on, you are, it would be safe to say, an occultist, yes?
I consider myself open-minded to
I see.
possibilities that science has yet to explain.
Then you will understand why I bring this up. I see something inside of it.
You can see that kind of mixed emotion of like a little bit of worry mixed with interest in there. Could you describe to me what you're seeing? To me, I personally cannot see anything within.
It's a space vagina. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I'll say a sort of a shifting palette of colors. This strange sort of. It looks as almost if it's a sort of vertical tear in the space in front of me, inside the jar. It radiates this unusual light to me, and I've not found that it does the same to anyone else that has seen this, including yourself.
Well, I see two possibilities. The first is the most likely, but also, in my opinion, the least interesting. You went through a traumatic experience, and this somehow is a consistent hallucination. Even to me, that seems unlikely.
I have considered this. I've been on no medication. I have experienced no tremors or shock phenomenon after the fact. I feel lucid and calm for the most part, but this...
That leads me to the second idea. If one does believe in supernatural happenstances and powers beyond what science can explain, then there is a possibility that you had an awakening. You have become aware of something that the rest of us simply are not or cannot be made aware of. If you are familiar with the modern science fiction tropes of psionics, there are individuals with powers who can see into worlds that the rest of us cannot. I believe you may have something similar. I don't know which of the two options makes the most sense, but those seem to be the two that, upon immediate examination, make sense to me.
I don't know what to say. I'm not willing now to throw in to cast my lot with this notion of this supernatural.
Then
But I don't know what else to.
the other answer I would recommend would be find yourself a good therapist and work through whatever sort of issues may still lie dormant from your experiences in that sanatorium. I ensured my daughter is seeking therapy as well.
Yes, so I have. Perhaps I will do that. Thank you, Dr. Otis, for your time.
My door's always open.
Bo, so I'll take the jar and put it back in the duffel bag, zip that up, and then head towards the door, and I'll stop, and I'll turn. This is awakening you spoke of. Is it dangerous?
Throughout history, man has written stories of these sort of supernatural awakenings. They are often cautionary tales. But there are tales, too, of those who use this power to benefit their communities, to benefit those around them. In the modern day, we now look at them more as comic book heroes, if you would. Yes, of course there would be a danger to it. It's new, it's different. There would be the growing pains one would expect with any sort of change in one's life. So honestly, either way I look at it, I think therapy is a great answer.
I agree. Thank you again, and good afternoon.
Of course.
And
Make your way
leave and go back to my apartment because I'm not ready to work yet. So,
Okay.
What the hell is a cruise limit?
To the Googles.
Not helping.
in control of.
I did. I didn't get any results.
It just doesn't exist. I mean, it could be a difference between first and second edition of Forsaken. I don't know.
I just searched limit.
How's it spelled real quick? What is it
J.
written down? Good question. So, probably another couple days, not a full week passes by. What have you been up to in the interim?
I have been scouring the internet and going to your local library, trying to get research materials on, as Dante mentioned, these sort of awakening tales and myths and records and so on. Trying to piece together what I can, get a kind of a broad survey on like what this means, across cultures and time periods and so on.
What are the similarities?
Yeah, like what regardless of it happening in Yugoslavia or like Mexico, like what seems to be consistent and all that stuff. Trying to figure out what's what.
Right off the top, one of the most common consistencies you find is that it's often used as a metaphor for puberty.
Cool.
Yep.
Makes sense.
Outside of that, it starts kind of breaking down.
Still 52.
Yep, still. that second puberty hits harder than the first, right? I'm good. But outside of that, a lot of the myths outside of that metaphor don't have a lot in common directly. There's a lot that break down into different subcategories, some being power fantasies, some being means of interpreting history or retelling some of that history. Give me a...
Academics or investigation?
Yeah, I would say intelligence and academics in terms of research.
You need
I
an
don't
installation
think
wizard
it's
to
in this
help you
edition.
install the wizardry.
Don't worry about it for now.
Okay. Back to the
Okay.
table of contents.
That's a 10.
1, 2, 2 successes.
Okay. You do your best to kind of read between the lines and, try to figure out if anything at some point starts lining up with experiences you've had. The closest things you get to are some ancient, and you're honestly having problems like distilling what culture it's coming from. Some northern African area. Some of the myths around there talking about the description, in quotes, the physical description of a human soul. And they're kind of matching up with what you're looking at.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Human soul, the space vagina.
Well, after that, round of research, I think after, experimenting with it and and reading about it and living with this thing in, my apartment for like a month and change.
Yeah.
I think at some point, I'd just have to just open the damn thing.
I know. I was going to ask you,
Just
have you
like
ever
just-
opened the thing up?
Yeah,
like
it's-
at this
what's
point,
in the box?
like at this point, I will have stopped sort of like,
Skirting around.
treating it, treating it with sort of delicate gloves and just like, all right, well,
Smash it!
I gotta happy birthday. Yeah, I'd have to open it up just because
Driving in.
Dr. McLean's already sort of dissatisfied with his
Results.
his daily routine, like at the university and like his sort of day-to-day life and everything like that. So he feels like compulsion. He's hasty as well to like let's just get it over with, And so I think one afternoon I would just
Sit down.
sit down.
It's on the other side of the table.
Yeah.
You're there eating dinner or lunch or whatever, staring at it.
Just
and you're
before
like,
you
today's
even think
basically, yeah.
Yeah.
In between bites, you just chill in
Like,
and
just pop the top on it. You see
Oh no, the fun's not stopping.
you see what appears to be like lettering and writing, some sort of runes around the outside of the rim appear as that opens. You watch as that kind of dissolves away, and
What did the runes look like? Were they runes I recognized in any sense? Like not that I would necessarily know what they said, but they look like
Yeah.
Nordic or
wits and academics. That's, I think, the general for language.
Who knows? Maybe this came up in your research before. Just one.
One success.
One success.
It does vaguely remind you of this mix between, of all things, Latin and some of those Nordic symbols.
Okay.
It's English.
Bits and pieces. I mean, Latin alphabet, right?
Well, the Latin alphabet is used
Nordic.
closer to Nordic runes, and it's not going to be English.
Mm.
It may easily translate into English, but
You can definitely tell as like that quick glance is like these are they're being used together. Like if somebody was writing, it would be very clear. You wrote like
One character is that, one character is...
pre as in the prefix, and then you slapped on a Chinese or Japanese bit of katakana right afterwards, as if you're trying to merge the two languages to
Yeah.
get the idea across.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So as you remove the lid of that, you see those symbols for a moment, and they kind of dissolve away, and then you watch as whatever's inside starts lifting up and out, and as soon as it hits kind of the air outside, it starts to seemingly dissipate a bit, and then start moving in a direction. And it makes its way through a wall.
Which direction? Like
We'll say like
Towards the center.
So what I was
west
saying
by
is-
southwest.
it doesn't necessarily. I don't mean necessarily cardinal directions.
Hmm?
I mean, is it outside of the outer wall of the apartment, or is it like going further into the building?
It
or-
looks like it's going through the building.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's definitely not taking the quickest way outside.
Well, I guess I will very quickly make sure that I have my keys and my jacket and everything like that. I'll grab that and go after it.
Okay. Followed out, you see it passing through the hallway to outside, or to through another person's apartment. Make your way down the stairs and can kind of keep an eye on it every now and again as it's moving through buildings.
Yeah.
End up following it for a good probably 30 minutes, 45 minutes, depending on where you live. and notice it's making its way towards Kindred Hospital.
Okay.
You watch as it seems to be, it's slowly been gaining some elevation, makes its way roughly, you would guess, to the 4th floor.
4th floor. Okay. All right, so I'll see that. I'll see it sort of disappear from view, but it's gone into the 4th floor. And I'll just standing outside of the hospital at this point, thinking like, all right,
Well, shit.
what the fuck am I gonna get? Mouth.
Knife.
How do I get into a hospital? I don't know.
So I guess I will. By this point, do I know that Tabatha has been discharged from the hospital?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think she was there for a week or two afterwards.
Yeah, I think a week
and
or
then,
so.
yeah, a week, and then was on crutches for some time.
They've changed the
That
name
was the
of
other hospital, too,
Some of the
wasn't it?
gifts.
Yeah, different hospital in that case. Oh no.
The only one I've managed to find so far is the one that was previously known as Scent of the Taint, which I remember
Yes.
vividly. They have changed it to Scent the Unnatural.
Much better.
Probably best.
Okay.
They finally hired an editor.
Oh boy.
Or just they got a guy from outside
Yeah,
to come in and
yeah.
be like, you guys know what that
Guys.
means, right?
Yeah, what the fuck is this?
All right, then if I know that none of the sanitarium team, so to speak, is still like is anywhere in this hospital. It's the same hospital, right? Are we talking about the same place?
No, they went to Denver.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay.
This
Well,
one
then-
is nearby, but
all right.
a little off.
Well, I'll
Yeah.
scrap that whole line of thinking then.
So is this the hospital that we went to
Second time around.
second
Yes,
time?
that's
So
what that
so
was.
it's still
This is the
keep that in frame.
will have gone to hospital.
This is where she died.
Okay.
Will die.
But
Will
that
die.
hasn't
There you
happened
go.
yet.
That hasn't happened.
Yeah. Okay.
Time travel.
Got it.
In the future,
Sure.
when characters die, this is
So
where
it happens.
Okay. Well, then I will.
Maybe on the 4th floor, if I remember.
I don't know if we picked a floor where she was.
No, we didn't.
No, you don't give me apple straws.
Just buy a bouquet of flowers. Nobody will question you.
Well, yeah, but
True.
I'm trying to figure out, like, I gotta have, like, at least part of a name that would be willing to be on the, you know, so that I can be like, oh, I'm here to see Mrs. Such and such. You know.
Give me a.
Jane Doe.
I'm trying to think of like what would be a good idea roll. I want to say like mix intelligence and wits. Just throw together like what can you think of?
Not a damn thing.
Oh,
Cool.
that's technically a hard fail.
There's a 1 in there.
Yeah.
I got a 6, a
Ouch.
6, a
Yeah.
4, a 7, a 3, and
So
a
you get
1.
to have a really bad idea.
You've seen enough spy fiction. Like, as long as you walk in there with confidence, nobody's going to ask you any questions.
I guess that's what I'm going to do then. I will head inside and try to make my way up to the 4th floor. Not you know, not with my chest puffed out or anything like
Yeah.
that. Just trying to, like, you know,
Paying no mind.
slip under the radar as people normally do, and they don't have to pay attention to.
Make your way in, up to 4th relatively quickly. As you're arriving, you're hearing a bit of a buzz at the nurse's station near the elevators you got off on. Give me a quick wits composure for perception.
Yeah, because with composure, I think. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
It's usually.
usual perception.
There's a 10. Is it 8 and above?
Mhm.
Okay, so that's
8 and
1, 2. There's a 2.
Okay. So you're able to overhear them talking about one of the patients from the sanatorium, one of the coma patients, is woken up, and they're gathering people together to try to, like, okay, who needs to be there, call the family, let people know.
So they were all still in coma.
At least one person was.
Some of them were dead.
Some of them were dead.
Not my fault. It's Casey.
Can I hear enough? Can I hear enough of that conversation to suss out what room they're in?
Yeah, I'd say you pick up like a 436.
Okay, well, I will head that direction then. They'll give me a good excuse to be up here.
Mm-hmm.
I'll head towards 436 then.
Okay, make your way over. You can pick up the name on it real quick. You're at the door. You can see through the little window they've got somebody in a bed kind of sitting up and kind of just taking in the sights.
So there aren't any nurses or medical staff in there right now?
Not at the moment.
Okay. Then I will...
I guess I'm picking too many gifts.
Then I will turn around, and then see if I can, intercept somebody coming this way.
Doesn't take long. About a minute passes, and you can see a nurse making his way over. Clearly kind of heading towards you in the door. There's that
Yeah.
eye recognition going on and focuses on you first. And can I help you?
The presenting gender of the person inside.
He. Okay, we'll go with Nathan if you need a first name.
I will see. He's awake. I have to get in there.
Yes, of course. Just opens the door.
Yeah, I will.
Leads you
I'll
in.
go
Give me a... We'll call it just presence and persuasion.
Presence.
I would also take manipulation and persuasion.
What's in
Persuasion. It's also 2, so not great. Let's see there. 10, so 1. Okay, that's 1 success.
Oh yeah, the nurse doesn't even think to ask. Just assumes you're family or a friend or
That's
somebody
good.
who's supposed
That was
to
what
be
I was
there.
hoping for. There's more things on his mind right now.
Mm-hmm. Just a little busy. Yeah. So kind of he beelines over, taking care of more of the equipment, doing some
Stand
pulse
off
checks.
to the side, just letting him do his work.
Okay.
Go take Zoe.
You take that moment, kind of move over. You notice there's a small little couch kind of pressed up against one of the walls. There's somebody sitting there already.
That the nurse did not see?
Yeah.
Did not make any kind of reaction to?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what does this person look like on the couch?
This is the installation wizard.
Fucking
Just sitting there.
Jesus.
That's what I was thinking.
No, you're looking at clearly a woman of African descent. Has what honestly looks like to you is like that lighter silken clothing. It's a relatively simple shirt. It's purple in color, and then has a longer dress. Again, similar material. Seems very breathable. But just kind of sits there and looks up to you with a bit of a smile and scoots over just enough to kind of pat the seat next to her.
Okay, then I'll look back at the nurse and the patient and see if they're, busy.
They seem busy.
Okay,
yeah.
then I'll give them a look, and then I will walk over and sit down, sort of, slightly awkwardly.
Well, I was wondering when it was going to lead you here.
And where is here exactly?
This happens to be the hospital room of Nathan Cale. Somebody who was afflicted by somebody with powers who has sought to misuse them. Don't mind them. They can't hear or honestly even really notice us.
Who are you?
You can call me Anase.
And how would a GM spell that?
Anansi.
Oh, like Anansi,
Anansi, sorry.
like
Yeah.
Anansi boys from. Yeah. Okay. Got it. Okay. And what are you doing here? What am I doing here? What is the point of this?
I'm here because I wanted to keep an eye on you. You took something nobody would have taken from that sanatorium. Not but one of our kind. You have a gift. You are aware of things that others are not.
I don't understand. What are these things? What they're not. I'm the only one who can see them, apparently.
You and others like you, myself included, we all have different names for ourselves, but the usual is, I guess in English would be mage. You are capable of seeing the inner workings of the universe. You've seen the Matrix movie?
At that point, I would sort of like.
Do you know who I am? I was in it.
This is ridiculous.
As ridiculous as seeing a human soul in a jar, as ridiculous as releasing it and following it.
First of all, I do not know if it was, as you say, a human soul. Secondly, I'm still not entirely sure that this is not some kind of traumatic hallucination that I'm having from the trauma of being involved in what is essentially a murder game.
Of course. Then how should I best explain to you what is happening? Should I give you my card and just give you some time to suss things out?
I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna sort of kind of gesture at the nurse and like touch his arm or something like that.
Okay. You know, it takes until kind of you get over to the nurse before, almost like shocked, realizes like, oh, of course. I forgot you were here.
Yes, I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt your work there.
Of course.
With Nathan.
Just going over vitals. Everything seems fine.
Good. Good.
Yes.
Has he had any other visitors lately?
His family stops by almost daily.
That's good. Anyone, African American lady, perhaps?
I'd have to check visitor logs, but no. And you can see it's that weird feeling of you're standing almost between the nurse and the woman. There's definitely that kind of off to the side.
Yeah, they're just like just in view.
You can tell he probably should be able to see her behind you.
Well, I'm going to make it clear. I'm going to be like, okay, thank you very much. Is it okay if I sit here?
Of course.
Just sit on her.
All right, then I will.
Hey now.
Then I will with
Don't be weird.
with reading the
Weirder
nurse's
than that.
face, and I assume seeing that there's like no register whatsoever, and there's being somebody on that couch.
Yeah.
Then I will sit back down.
Sit back down.
All right. What do you want?
I want to tell you the basics, but there is so much that comes with this change in lifestyle, if you would. To put it simply, there are many more people like you. They have bound together, they have formed groups, different ideologies, if you would. There's politics behind the light.
Wonderful.
I myself do my best to steer clear of it. I prefer to catch the new ones, if you would. Kind of ease them in to this world. And I spend a decent bit of time going after people who cause problems. That's where I picked up on you. I was after a mage. The one responsible for the events at the sanatorium. And unfortunately, he slipped through my grasp.
I would say mine as well. I did see him.
I have to admit, I'm glad you shot first and didn't ask questions.
If I'd had more of my wits about me, I had more time to think. I'm not sure that I would have, but
Let me reassure you, you made the right decision. You were dealing with a person who saw people as objects. Given enough time, given the right motion or motivation, he could have done to you what he did to those other 10 people there. Plucked your essence out and put it in a jar. Used your body as he saw fit. In that case, some sort of Hollywood zombie.
and this soul, Nathan's soul, I
Yes.
take it. This mage trapped it in this container. Are there more at the sanitarium? Or what?
I had gone through and released anyone who was left.
I see.
That's part of why I had kept an eye on you. I had to be sure you were actually awakened to this fact, to this world around us. It's not something we want the rest of the world to know. We've
Obviously. What part do I play? What am I supposed to do?
Unfortunately, that hasn't changed. Your own moral philosophy, belief may differ, may change from what you know, but at the end of the day, the only difference is you're now peeking behind the curtain of the play of life, not merely a member of the audience. You'll see how things actually work. And that will change what you want to do with your life, I will be honest. I've seen, and as I mentioned to you, I've decided the best thing for me to do is to attempt to shepherd those who either have newly awakened or have started to spiral. I've gone mad, the others would say.
How do I learn more? How do I peek further to continue your metaphor?
Similar to what you do in life, from my understanding. You're a professor, you study. There are a number of books and things that I can lend to you. There are some locations I can point out to you. Are you,
Is that simple?
Ironically, yes. The difference is whether you can see it or not. You may wander around and find a couple of those small little lending libraries that people set up in neighborhoods that are just filled with books. Now, the strangeties in those locations tend to be that you're the only one who sees those, or you're the ones who see truth behind the books there. Where they see Shakespeare or Poe or other authors, you see our works. Illusions, physical transformations, there's many different ways that we hide this world that's just underneath the surface.
Who is this man responsible for the sanitarium incident?
I was wondering if you were going to ask about him. The majority of us adopt new names, to put it simply.
I assume Anansi is yours.
Yes.
Yes.
It serves two purposes. It is a rebirth into a new life for some. They wish to celebrate that. For others, it is a little bit more an alias. It means to protect yourself, especially when dealing with other mages. We are all about secrecy. I'm sure you can understand. So the majority of us simply pick a moniker. So we keep our two worlds separate. The one you're interested in is Kindo's.
What is his goal? What is he interested in? His purpose?
He saw this power, saw it as a perfect form of freedom. He saw it as a way to make money. He saw it as proof he was better than others. And that took him to where he is now, where he has gone mad with power. He no longer sees people the same way you do. Something important to hold on to.
Is he still within the city? Is there any way to know?
From what I've been able to track, he made his way, and you can see she even puts her hand on her head and just kind of sighs a little bit. He made his way through the internet. He's elsewhere now. I am working on attempting to track him down.
Literally through the internet.
The joy
He's
of the
the tech
modern
wizards.
day is as humanity keeps developing new technologies, we keep finding the magic underneath it. Kindos is a expert in the technical and the magical. Able to create what others would consider virtual reality as actual reality. But still existing within that digital space. He can be tracked. I can teach you some of the techniques I have been developing to track a Magi digital footprint. But for now I will keep the hunt up on him. You caught him off guard. He wasn't ready. He wasn't expecting visitors that night. He may become a little bit more paranoid. I'm not sure if a gun will get you through next time. Also, I do not see myself as one who should be telling you what to do. As I mentioned, there are other groups of mages. I tend to steer clear of them. The politics.
I think you are perfectly in a position to tell me what to do, seeing as the only other person I know remotely like your kind is a psychopath.
I understand, but I worry about power structures, even as simple as ours may be. I am happy to teach you, but I draw the line at telling. I will warn, but I will never restrict. This is still your life to do with as you please. But know, the closer you step to madness, the more likely myself and others get involved. They do not like the news reports that Denver has been getting for the past couple of weeks. They have spent millennia hiding, running what affects to PR campaigns to disguise themselves, writing and rewriting mythology to make sure that for every scrap of truth there is a pound of doubt. So you may find the truth, but so everyone else will believe that magic is just something that David Copperfield did.
Where do I start?
With reading, with practice, and I would highly recommend finding a place away from civilization where you can practice.
Santorin's opened up.
Probably a bad idea to return to the scene of the crime.
The interesting thing is that what we do bends reality. But a lot of the people out there, their view of reality can contradict and push back on what you try to do. If you attempt to make an elephant pink, well, no one's ever seen a pink elephant before. Those who've seen Dumbo might be a little bit more likely to believe, but part of doing this is relatively similar to what David Copperfield did. Part of it is making others believe in the reality you want them to. It's much easier to control and shape the world around you, and there's nobody second-guessing you. But aside from that, I would spend some time making some decisions. Do you want to get involved in their political back and forth? Because eventually, the new mage on the street will surely receive an invitation from various groups. Your college, to my knowledge, does not have any mages on board. Any mages on staff, at least not to my knowledge.
No, they do.
I remember hearing about a couple at the local community college, but
Of course, we're a diverse university. Susan in accounting is a mage.
But of course, each person's experiences are different. Each person reaches out and interacts with others in their community in different ways. Some see fit to indoctrinate new mages. They believe the best way to prevent people from going mad is strict, regimented training and thinking. As long as you don't mind giving up a bit of your free will, I suppose it's not too bad. But I think it goes against what we've been given, personally.
This is a lot to consider.
Of course.
Can I contact you again?
Of course. Hands you a business card. It is just a business card.
I have to admit the mage mystique is wearing off slightly. What are the books and the business cards?
We're an eccentric bunch. We land somewhere in the middle. There are those who prefer everything mystical. I don't mind a good cell phone call.
Very well. I will. I'll do some thinking. If you
Soul-searching.
hear anything about this man, this Kindos, I want to know.
Of course. I can make that promise.
Good. I will look back at see how the nurse and Nathan are doing.
Nathan's looking around the room. Nurse has moved back out, taking whatever he needs.
Does Nathan recognize that I'm there?
No, you're giving me like, when you look over at him, he's kind of looking in your direction, but it's
Not
that
focusing on
yeah, clearly looking a little to the side or above you.
Okay.
So no problem.
Then off looking somewhere else. By the way, good work with that one.
Which,
And she's pointing towards Nathan.
I say I opened the jar.
It's not much, but you got there eventually.
Yes.
Just gonna start obsessively opening jars for him.
Perhaps we should leave together so he's not surprised by my presence in the home.
Sounds good. She stands up and leads the way. As you're making your way down the hallway, you notice a doctor leading a family back.
Okay. Then I would leave with her as far as she's willing to go. I'm going to leave the hospital and go back to my apartment, figure things out.
Part ways.
From there. Yeah.
Yeah, you probably part ways in the parking garage. She gets on a motorcycle.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is it a dual hunt?
These sort of mundane details.
Yeah, just
She picks up her dry cleaning.
It's got that, hang off the back. It's all folded, nice and neat.
She goes to McDonald's, asks if you want anything.
Goes to her day job at McDonald's. Yeah, you've got another 2 weeks, which you can spend effectively like looking around, getting in contact with some of the local mage architecture, finding some of these little book drop-offs, finding some of these, is you're now kind of looking for them, signs and symbols that have been left behind, and just kind of getting accustomed to and probably learning your first rote, I would imagine.
Okay.
If you dedicate some time to attempting to reproduce what you've seen and what you've
Right.
spent some time learning.
Have no rights.
These-
You're a werewolf. Werewolves don't have rights.
Werewolves have no rights. Werewolves are not
Time to
protected by the
protest.
Constitution.
Right.
These street libraries remind me of like the magicians, and in that book, there's like crack house magic circles, basically, which are like affiliated with the school. And it's like these. It's like one of like the craziest ideas ever. It's
So we use the crackheads as a cover, but don't worry, we're not thinking of the moral implications of our choices.
it's more of like the unrestricted. Everybody's just trying to. There's
Crackhouse Magic Circle is my favorite noise punk.
It's
Noise punk. Alright, so that moves us back to Tabby's hospital room.
Okay. Let's see, I'm trying to remember where I was.
Yeah, let's work on bringing you back up to speed. As I vaguely remember, you had the conversation with Oliver,
Yes.
a ghost in the room, who is talking to you about Jaden, his past partner.
They came in.
Yep. Doctor was freaking out a little bit because,
you're alive.
yeah. Oh, you're going to make it in a medical journal. Congratulations. Yeah. You're a science miracle.
You're gonna make me lots of money.
And I'm not sure if much else aside from
Waking up happened.
hugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's strangely not hurting.
Yeah.
Yeah, my injuries in
I think
here.
it may have ended there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we ended there. That sounds right. Okay. So,
I think at this point the doctor has probably checked to make sure you're stable, you're okay. and gone to go get some paperwork and some other people.
You're not allowed to
Negotiate a
leave.
book deal.
Yep.
You're going to the CIA.
Well,
Yeah, the probing will commence.
what happened to this page?
Take it.
Let's see if you come back from the dead again.
Let's
Everything
kill
got
it.
shifted over. Yeah. All right, now we
It's
have a
shifted, or is it
hypothesis.
just
No,
not
This
loading?
woman cannot
I
die
think it's just not loading
for too long. So if we kill her again, she'll come back, right?
Back to the page. Actually, yeah, that is a thing.
Technically, that's a thing, yeah.
Because
Weird.
if you die again, the guys can bring you back, but they have to transfer that death onto somebody else.
Not quite Ajin style, but
Yeah. It also, what?
I think it affects synergy, or
Yeah, I
Okay,
think
that
it
makes sense.
drops your synergy by like 1 or 2.
I think it
It's-
drops
it's
your
pricey.
synergy by 1 and drops your max by 2.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not something you want to do.
Yeah.
But hey, it happens sometimes.
Okay, so I guess I'm laying there and trying to move my body, see what's broken, what's okay.
Everything moves fine. The weirdest sensation is just this like light numbness that kind of like tracks up and down the arm that had been used for the IV for pain management and the like. You get that strange like fell asleep on it for a bit, and it's had a moment to wake up, but still has those pins and needles kind of
Yeah.
dancing on it.
Yeah.
But everything else, you seem fine.
Alright, that's a little weird. Because I do remember bricks.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess
all of them had hallucinations.
So I
Was
guess
it
I'm gonna
Marcus?
sit up and
Like a hand through your hair, you
Mhm.
pick, there's matted blood, check.
well.
Like, not much in terms of like dents or indentations. You can't really see, but if you ask somebody, they'd mention, yeah, I mean, there's bruising, but
okay. So
Just need to take a shower.
yeah, fresh stitches.
So I'll walk over to the door, pop my head out, see if I can see anybody, like a nurse or something.
And the nurse is there, right?
No,
They left.
doctor's gone out, yeah.
I think Jess and I are still there.
Yep.
You sure you should be up and moving right now?
Well, things seem
Start
fine.
tap dancing.
Do some
No dents, which is kind of surprising because some really fucking heavy bricks. Never mind that. But everything's moving right and working well.
I gotta make some kind of roll.
Sure.
Just
Does she smell?
This person was
fully?
dead moments ago.
yeah.
That's not natural.
Since I don't have Jeff
Jeff.
Jess here
Jeff.
to riff off of. I will never get her name right. It's either Jenny or Jeff. Since I don't have her here to riff off of.
Hmm. Prepare the dice.
Okay. What do I, as a hunter in training, roll when a friend of mine comes back from the dead?
All right, that sounds like probably intelligence and occult, because you're leaning into the hunter side of things.
That would be all my dice.
Nice.
All the dice.
The hit. The hit soap opera, all my dice.
Time is like dice.
Now premiering its 30th season. Shit.
On the table.
Back here.
2 success at least.
2
Yeah.
successes.
All right. You run through some of the like simple and straightforward ones. You're like, well, could be a revenant, could be a zombie. A little too focused and moving about for zombie usually, but depends on which myth you're looking at. And seeing as you've had some experience with quote-unquote real zombies, heavy quotation marks.
They're fake zombies.
Yeah.
No, that poser shit.
Yeah.
Featuring real cops.
Now with real cops. America.
Fake zombies, but real cops.
Yep.
This horror movie sucks.
It's not great. Nothing jumps out at you aside from probably the most likely one being like Revenant.
Okay.
Which, you know, the basic for that is usually Revenants can only be killed by the thing that killed them.
Yeah.
So it's either the bricks or the morphine, you're not sure which.
Okay. Go outside.
Jess, hold her down. I got the morphine.
Just put you to sleep. You know, it'll feel
It's not that traumatic. It's only the first or the third way I died. Damn.
Just don't get addicted to opioids, because they might overlap. It might not just be morphine.
Yeah, that would be a bad mix. I mean, I would almost put it at the point of like, yeah, pain-killing drugs might be a bit of an iffy territory for you, for obvious reasons.
You take it, it
Considering
starts
how
hurting.
I've been to the hospital lately.
Yeah.
There's not. You just gotta take non-opioid.
Just have tattooed on my arm, no painkillers.
Killers. Yeah. To be fair, some people are allergic to morphine. Some people, morphine, it just doesn't work, which is like mind-blowing to me. But who?
I feel like you might have like the opposite of an opioid addiction. You have a very strong opioid aversion since it's the thing that killed you.
You know. Because the opioids and other injections and painkillers might be iffy. The opioids are probably a big no at this point.
You might still want to take it easy until you get officially cleared by a doctor.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I need to get to my computer. I need to look at that.
What?
Nothing.
No, out of character. I couldn't hear what you're saying because the bag crinkling.
Got that laser focus for crinkly bags. You are a cat.
But
Like
yeah,
the
she was just
crinkle
saying to her, kind of saying under her breath, or real quietly to herself, that I need to get to my computer. I need to look up that guy.
Okay. Yeah. You and Jess stay here. I'm gonna go. Did Jenny come with us?
No. Not for this second bout, I don't think.
Okay.
No, she's still at soccer practice.
It's a really long practice. Coach is over there just like shouting at them.
Is she the captain? You know, she's trying to,
Yeah, you gotta set that example.
You sure she's not in theater?
Oh,
Yeah. I'm gonna go call Jenny, I guess.
Okay. I mean, it's like
Just add
past midnight.
Yeah,
at
add a
this
loss
point.
for it. What to do? Well, I'm not calling Jenny.
Okay.
I need some morphine, because we may have to kill our friend.
Where can I get morphine? Yeah, basically, yeah. This is America
I do
during
have
the opioid crisis.
I do have 2 points in streetwise.
I'm sure you can find a doctor who will happily write you a prescription for the right amount of money.
I'll just get my dad to get me some.
steal their prescription pad.
Oof.
Um,
Hyperleo.
Yes.
So make your way back into the hallway, find a nice quiet area to make a call.
Yeah.
Who are you calling?
Ghostbusters.
Who you gonna call?
I guess I'm once again calling Dad in the middle of the night about my friend fucking dying.
So
Again.
you get the call and the connection.
Okay.
You get the, you walk through the basics of she was dead and she lives again. There's a joke about, are you sure she isn't Jesus returned? Heavily joking, but
Which tune rolled away
Yeah.
this time?
but kind of hits the point where it's okay. That aside, is there anything else you want to talk about? It's weird. It's not unheard of. You get you get a couple of listed specific cases of people who've been dead for 18 minutes up to and pushing that 21-minute barrier, and some people even longer in certain conditions. He admits, I've never heard of somebody in that case due to opioids, but I guess she'll get added to the list.
What points is just
It's not just that. She still has bruises, but not much more than that. I mean, she got hit by a pallet of bricks.
And was in surgery for half a day.
And then they would have tried to revive her, jaws of life and everything, and she's not feeling that either.
You did mention that she had an opioid overdose. There's a good chance her system is still knocked out.
That's a good point.
I would definitely keep an eye on her and make sure she doesn't go too far. We have a sense of pain for a reason. It lets us know when things aren't going right. And when that goes away, we can run into a lot of problems. She could be stepping and not feeling the pain shooting through her legs. She might be running a hand over her head and not feel the pain that comes with broken bone.
Very bad.
I wouldn't trust a lot of what she's saying right now because of the drugs she's on.
Okay.
Keep an eye on her. Let me know if this continues, if you've got something more specific. I can't pull any strings to get access to any of the x-rays or her file or anything like that. If you can, then I'll read it, but I know you've been going through a lot of weird stuff recently.
More than usual, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's easy to jump. Let me know when you start getting some hard evidence, and we'll move forward then. Okay?
Okay. Did you do something crazy while I was gone?
I gotta call Jenna.
Stood up.
Stood up, walked around.
Oh, no, that sounds normal. Okay, cool. Did my husband just disappear as well as his character?
I think when she's rushing.
Oh, okay.
Not sure.
And took Leon out and then brought him back in.
Go call Jenny, I guess, since she's not here.
Okay.
Or it's late enough. I guess I will. This doesn't feel like something I should be texting her about, but at the same time, I don't want to wake her up from a dead sleep after midnight with a phone call about, hey, Tabby died, but she's okay now.
Don't worry, I'm sorry I woke you. Just go back to sleep.
Are we all still at the hospital together?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
It kind of sounds
where we
like
left
she's
off.
in a better place. She's fine now.
I would encourage you to just wait until we get home and we can all discuss it
Okay.
there. I feel like that would be easier.
Sure. Okay. I come back in the room.
Okay.
Sitting on the bed.
Okay, well, do they need to do x-rays or anything
I
like
don't
that?
know.
Probably
I was
is.
looking for a doctor or a nurse and somebody I can talk to about getting out of here.
Yeah, let's not jump the gun here, Tabs. And is there a nurse or doctor in with us? I'm assuming
They're
they're all going to be in there soon.
Yeah, they had been in there. They headed out. There are people coming back, you know. You know, the one doctor who was there is basically like, did the quick check over to be like, alive, stable, vitals are good.
This is mine.
I'm going to go get nurses, doctors, somebody to
Newspaper.
write this down for me. Yeah.
Dean of the hospital.
Yeah.
I think right now you just need to chill, Tabby, and stay here. Let's take it one thing at a time, okay?
People from Ripley's.
Yeah. They got to be here.
You did die
Right.
and come back, so let's just take it slow, okay?
Ripley's, you're not gonna believe this shit.
That's Riley's to avoid copyright.
Let's start slow. Do you want some water or some food?
Not real hungry. Mouth is
Don't
kind of
do
dry
that.
though.
Okay, I'll go get you some water. You just stay there.
Explode fields.
Okay.
Head out, kind of numb, and get some water.
On the way, you pass by, like, the squad. It is what seems to be 3 doctors, each with their own, like, what are they? Interns.
Residents.
Yeah, residents. There we go. A couple of other nurses who are honestly just interested, and it's a slow night. As well as the, what is it, like, I want to say, like, dean of the hospital.
Right, but I know.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Middle of the night, so
Yeah.
Imagine being like, I mean, it's a hospital, so not everybody can come see it once. Imagine being one of the people working there that hears about this and has to keep doing their job.
Keep doing your job. No way. You'll hear about this later. You pass by them as they're heading in. Go down to a nurse's station. They point you
Get water
to
real quick, yeah.
come
back.
water and the like. When you make it back in, it is a buzzing hive of activity. You have gone from sitting on the bed to lying on the bed again. Going over, you've got at least like 3 different people kind of poking and prodding you at any one point in time. Eventually, they've got you like standing up, running through very careful ginger physical checks and whatnot. You've had, again, some blood taken, a number of other things. It's just a whiz of activity for about the next 30 minutes.
You're not
They
going to
probably-
get any sleep.
Push me out of the room.
At some point, a lot of you are either like stuck to a couch in the back corner, or you're like, too much going on, I need space.
I will be stuck to the couch.
Me too.
Okay. So after about the 30 minutes go by, some of them started to drop off. There's a lot of conversation that gets taken out into the hallway and kind of walking as it goes.
As they start to leave, excuse me.
There's still one doctor left in the room
Okay, I will talk to that one
Yeah.
doctor.
who, at this point, is kind of approaching a lot of you trying to stand in that way where it's can talk to people on the couch and person who has been kind of paraded around the room a bit. And basically goes, do you still have a number of fractures and injuries? We're waiting to hear back from X-ray techs, seeing how things are going in terms of internal. You seem fine, though.
So, do you guys are going to do X-rays and make sure nothing's broken?
Mm-hmm. Last step along the way will be X-rays,
Okay.
seeing how things look. But after that, if things check out, we would like to keep you for 48 hours. But we have no means of enforcing that. You are free to go. You just have to sign a waiver stating that you elected to leave early.
That we have rights to your life.
It's in
What
conveniently
would be-
the same
Your
paper.
rights in perpetuity.
What would be the reason for you wanting her to stay for 48 hours?
We own the movie rights.
She came back from
Voclains.
You came back from a near-death experience.
No, I don't think it was near. I think she actually was dead. Isn't that what you guys said?
Clinically speaking, yes.
Well,
We
being dead is still near death.
We like to reserve
It's on the other side.
death
Well,
for
they're
more of
mostly
a permanent situation,
okay.
but yes. Legally and clinically, she was dead for a period of time. She is no longer.
Well, yeah, we're aware.
I think the police
Still-
are going to want to
still
talk to you either way.
Trying to figure that out. Yeah.
Okay, so the 48 hours would be to parade around like
Observation?
a zoo hospital monkey? I mean, like...
They just want to monitor
At this
her.
point, it would be observation.
Okay.
There have been plenty of interesting cases similar to this. People reviving well after the usual time period that we declare clinical death and even brain death. It is a case that I'm sure people would like to study, and your family doctor will likely get involved in as time goes on, but
It's probably just the school medical setup.
Yeah.
yeah.
Makes sense.
But as it stands, that's not our job, that's not our purview.
Yeah.
I'm sure you will get contacted by many of the doctors here who would like to perform case studies and the like, check up on you. Plus side, free healthcare.
Really what they do, you know.
I mean, we are in America, you might want to take the free.
Right.
Downside, I'll admit, not everybody's a fan of being a case study. That being said, it's usually restricted to medical journals. Tabloids love to pick up this and run with it for a week, or whatever their circulation rate is. So expect that. Unfortunately, once a certificate of death gets signed, it takes a while to walk things back, and a nosy reporter is all it takes.
Right.
Well, it hadn't left the building, right?
Hasn't left the building, but
So you can still walk it back pretty quickly?
yeah, but we're in the digital age.
And the
Hospitals aren't.
police would have already been involved due to the nature of her death.
Yes,
There's
so
already going to be reports.
And have the police already come by? I don't remember. Or are they still on their way to talk to her about, who killed her?
they had been contacted and told that she was not in a state to communicate. They had set up a time to come over. Unfortunately, with your near-death experience there,
Bless you.
Isn't
they had been also informed of that and waved off. Hard to ask questions of somebody who's no longer with us.
Well, could you then contact the police and let them know that she has come back and does know who killed her?
Yes.
And is
I can
kind of
do that
worried
for you.
about,
I mean, since we know who did it,
coming back and trying
Yeah,
to kill me
like-
again.
Of course.
can she get moved to a different room, perhaps, if he does try to come back?
If you wish to stay, of course.
Well, if I leave, then my insurance won't pay for the small amount that it's going to pay for. So, yeah, I'm gonna stay. Does this place get Wi-Fi?
Yes.
Can you bring my laptop?
Yeah, let's talk to the cops first, okay?
So we'll do a time jump about 30 minutes in the future. Police officers arrive on scene. You get a Officer Felix asking you questions. He does, in fact, have a little Felix the Cat pin that he seems to love.
I like him. All right. Okay, I'm a fan.
It sets you down and basically just starts asking you questions. So, what all do you end up telling him?
Well, let's see. I tell him that
I assume they're doing this in like a private room.
Oh yeah, they would do this one-on-one.
Mm-hmm. While she's talking to the cop, I'll go home and get her laptop and see if Jenny's awake. And
Jenny's door's closed. You hear that light snoring through the door.
I'm not waking her up.
Okay.
so. I basically kind of gloss over the events at the construction site. That I noticed something was off with the gate.
Mhm.
Went in to check it out, and Nazis dropped bricks on my head. And
That's a concise summary, I think.
Yeah, one of those where it's like, you know, you can tell they look at it and goes like, yeah, it's technically trespassing, but also concerned citizen
And
get
bricks
lost in the
on
mess.
head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, they're looking at the optics of this person was almost killed by a Nazi, and then we arrested her, and they're like, nope, not going to do it.
Yep.
Yeah.
She just
So,
had drugs on her first.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I've had a few run-ins with the police, so I
This
get
is
that
a different
idea,
city,
so.
maybe.
Yeah.
So we just kind of skim by that.
If this was New York, they would definitely do it.
Plus, would it be in poor taste planting drugs on somebody who was killed by a lethal overdose of an opioid?
I think that would
don't know.
be building relevance at this
That's
point.
Then you point it at suicide.
Yeah.
NYPD is so
Or
jealous
junkie
right
overdose.
So go over that. Talk about how I kind of woke up after my bricks, and I was on the paralytics and everything. I couldn't move or anything, but I could still see and knew what was going on.
And here.
And here, and I describe how Zachary Newman,
using his first name.
not St. Nicholas, but Zachary Newman. That was his name. That's what I got written down. So I hope that's his name.
I believe you're right.
Came in, said some nonsensical stuff about it's better for me to be a martyr than a. God damn it!
Martyr.
So my brain went, it's better to be a mortar than a pestle because it's a hospital setting.
Better to be the mortar than the
And the
brick.
bricks.
Ooh, too soon.
A martyr than a fake. I don't really know what he's talking about. Something about an ex-girlfriend of mine. I don't know.
Gives you
And-
kind of like a nod. You can clearly like jot something down.
And then
Not too much attention.
he just like plunged the plunger down on my morphine and like injected it all into me, and that was it. I just woke up here.
And then
Did you
you
say
get
like
asked
that?
some like similar questions. You find you repeat some things again, and everything stays similar. Afterwards, you get the sorry for everything you've been through. Glad you're all right. Take this down to the precinct. I'll be calling in an APB and immediately on Zachary Newman. We'll see what we can do to find the guy.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about him coming back here.
I can understand. We've got some officers who tend to keep an eye on things around here. I'll make sure one of them checks up on you from time to time.
All right,
But
thank you.
With active police looking for this guy, won't be but a matter of time before we find him.
All right, well, thank you.
Of course.
I'm waiting outside the door for them to leave.
Me too.
See the Officer Felix make his way out. Does that kind of brief stop to the two of you? Is like, it's all right. I keep an eye on her. We'll have an officer swing by every now and again to check up on her, and should have a more active presence in the streets, so you shouldn't have to worry about him sneaking his way back in.
Okay. What about our... I wonder if he knows where we live.
That's a good question.
I mean, our roommate is at home. Still, we didn't want to wake her up.
Buffy's there.
Buffy's not a guard dog. Buffy's a couch potato.
Yeah, but I mean, if somebody breaks in the house, she'll start barking. She probably won't do anything about it, but she'll look down the
Should
other
be
way.
able-
If you're worried about
Get a security system.
if this Zach has reason to go after any of you,
We just need to put up a
do you
beware
let
of
me
dog
know?
sign as like a
I
false
mean, it
flag.
seems to just be Tabby, but
I can definitely send an
Signs
officer to
are-
do a quick checkup, just round the house, make sure nobody's sneaking around or doing anything. But
I mean, I guess it will take time for him to realize that she's not dead anyway.
You guys like that? Keep that.
I just,
it,
he
is
doesn't seem
there?
like a real stable person.
I understand. Is there any reason that you'd believe he would go after you or anybody connected with Tabby?
No, I didn't know there was a reason for him to go after Tabby. That's the point.
Your
Anyone really-
friend mentioned some. Sounds like there may have been a dust up with an ex-girlfriend
Oh.
in some way, shape, or form. So this could be motivated by passion.
Okay.
I don't know if any of you have some. You or your housemates have any other relationships that might overlap with Zach. If so, then
Not that I'm aware of. I mean, do you? Okay.
I wouldn't worry about it for the time being. If anything comes up, call 911.
Okay.
We'll have plenty of people on the streets tonight, so somebody will be nearby no matter what.
Okay. Thanks.
Of course. Makes his way off, leaving the three of you yet again.
Kind of look at the two of you and go, "You think Grubhub delivers here?"
Not this time of night.
At this hour?
Mm.
Yeah. Unfortunately, probably not at this hour. I don't know what cities are like. I wouldn't be surprised if it's possible, though.
Right.
Honestly, though, Grubhub, you've taken your chance.
I know, right? Maybe Mr.
They're gonna
Delivery
deliver
instead.
anyway, yeah.
DoorDash, something.
Man, I've been working all night. I deserve this meal.
Never comes. Gets canceled an hour after you place
Fucking,
it.
I was just telling Steven, I was exchanging weird delivery stories with my friend JJ, who used to live here. Now he's in Indy, and he told me that one time he ordered pizza from Papa John's down there, and the driver that got assigned to his delivery was so high that he took the pizza, went out into the parking lot, sat down, and started eating it. So JJ shows up 2 hours later, like, "Where's my pizza?" Sees the guy sitting out there eating it.
Don't smoke and drive, folks.
Jesus Christ. How high do you have to be to screw up like that? I get the munchies, but that's just out of control.
All right.
So, did you bring my laptop?
Yeah, I
Laptop
it
brought
back to you.
Yeah.
Okay, so
And the house looked good when you were there?
Yeah, the house seemed fine. Jenny was still asleep. I didn't want to wake her up.
So I'm going to start up my laptop, and the first thing I'm going to look for is an obituary on Oliver, so I can try to find out more information about him and possibly Jaden.
Sure. Okay.
Try to sleep on the couch.
Pretty easy, like basic information you can just pull up from the obituary.
If you're
You can
sitting
tell
here,
they
then I'm
were
gonna-
lightish on the details. Clearly, like Oliver died from some form of aggressive cancer. They mentioned, I'd been fighting for a while, and finally it won the battle in this case, despite chemotherapy and other attempts. Outside of that, you find some connections to it. Oliver was clearly active in the LGBTQ community. You find a lot of Facebook posts relating to that. People sending their condolences not only to Oliver but Jaden. Seems very clear from what you're able to piece together there that the two were together. In terms of research on Oliver, yeah. That's kind of the quick and dirty. I'm not sure if you're looking for something specific.
No, I was just trying to go through him, try to figure out, like, last name and stuff, and then try to build a connection to Jaden so I can find out information about him.
Okay, yeah. You get Oliver Cross.
Okay. And did I get, like, a last name on Jaden with survived by, or,
Yeah.
Maybe in the Facebook post, tagging him.
Yeah.
Get an image.
Yeah, Jaden Winters.
Just find your installation wizard and go to his house from his Facebook.
Straight from the Facebook.
I forget how hard writing with your left hand is if you're not left-handed.
Yeah. Still
It's
looks
not
better than my
bad writing,
handwriting.
but it takes a lot of effort.
Yeah,
I can't.
a lot of focus.
God, what would it look like if I tried to write with my right hand? Oh, this
I
feels
guess I should
weird.
ask if Dante would have said anything about his conversation with Dr. Voclain to me.
I think he probably would have brought it up at some point in time because of that connection and like, you know, hey, the
Saw your the professor.
yeah, the
Hey, your
the
professor's
professor.
a mage now.
Well, doesn't know that part.
He's a wizard.
He's a wizard, Harry. No. But yeah, mentioned like he
Okay.
had stopped by and they had chatted about
Told
what
you
had
there's
gone
something weird about that jar.
on. Yeah, like mentions
was
the jar.
this the jar that you were talking about?
Yeah,
No,
definitely.
it's a different jar.
Yeah, definitely mentions the jar and like, yeah, okay, there's clearly some connection there. Not sure if it's stress or something supernatural, but leaning a bit more towards that supernatural aspect of things. You get that like clear text at the bottom where it's like, keep an eye on him,
Yeah.
see where he goes, see what he does.
So for my research into Jaden, I'm basically trying to find a place where I might meet him.
Okay.
A bar if you frequents or something.
Let's do wits, and I will take computers or investigation on that one.
I'll go with computers since that's better.
Okay.
What did Jason say while I was gone? That's what I need to know.
He's a
Found
wizard.
out,
He's a wizard.
found out he was
Something.
a mage.
There was a soul in the jar.
For
Let
real,
it go.
basically. That's what
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of the people who was zombified.
Yeah, it was
Oh.
the soul of one of the people who was zombified.
Yeah,
I
he
got 2
opened the jar
successes.
and it went back to the guy in the
And that's why I
hospital.
woke up.
Yep.
Alright.
Okay. You do some like hunting and pecking around.
And then another
You can
mage
see
came,
that
and she's like, "Hey, you're with
Jaden has closed his Facebook. You are able to kind of work around the sides of it. And you can see through some like past communications and whatnot that was active with the with certain like Denver LGBTQ groups, pretty much up until Oliver passed.
Alright.
Then it's kind of a steep decline. You're not 100% sure what went on, just because privacy settings and whatnot keep certain things relatively separate. But a little bit of poking around, you can tell no longer a student. It seems like due to clear monetary reasons, dropped out of college, works somewhere in the Denver area, which doesn't help.
Yeah.
But you're able to start picking up on those initial like hints and droppings of somebody starting to get radicalized by the far right.
Yeah.
Yeah. The appropriate term.
That's bad.
Spoiler, he's one of the guys who dropped the bricks on you. I'm
May
totally
not.
guessing. I'm don't actually
I
know.
was thinking that all last week.
There's a
I
chance.
was wondering, yeah.
Because he did make mention that one was more apprehensive.
Yeah, one
And
was
yet-
There was like the one that was
And younger.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
apprehensive.
the one that
The
was
clearly
more
being
dominant.
groomed.
Yeah.
Did I at all find a photo of him?
Yeah, with a success, I'd say you would. I don't think you saw the people who pushed the stuff onto you. I think you saw the bricks.
That's true. You didn't see them.
I think other people did.
I did,
Yeah.
Okay, you're
but I've gone home.
you're gone home.
I'm asleep on the couch.
I'm sleeping on the couch at home.
Ah.
I
You
am-
have a bed!
I am
Well,
not-
if somebody breaks in, I want to be ready.
Surprise!
She's already like almost died twice. I'm just not fucking leaving at this point.
I gotta.
'Cause
Be
last
there
time I
to-
let her out of my sight, like bricks fell on her.
I gotta-
Literally.
I gotta be there to guard the house since Buffy's not gonna do it.
Buffy's going to welcome
Buffy,
them
I'm
in
doing
and
your
ask
job.
for a treat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're asleep on the couch, and then Buffy is asleep on top of you.
Yes.
That's how dogs work.
Yeah, it is.
You're on my bed. Okay, I'll share.
Okay. I'm fine with this.
So I'm asleep on the couch. I mean, if you want to wake me up, like, whatever. I'm there.
I look. I don't want to wake her up, man. She's been through worse than I have, it seems. With me dying all the time.
All the time!
Not wrong.
So,
Do it like a few more times.
like, I make some notes on my computer, and check with any friends I can find of Jaden's to see if they know where I can find him now.
Mm-hmm.
And I just kind of close it down for the night and hop off to bed, I guess.
Okay. And kind of retroactively, you've been moved to another room. There's technically an active crime scene. So you get some sleep. Okay.
I get some sleep and a crick in my neck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the worst. Wake up the next morning. Yeah. Hungry, definitely.
Yeah.
It's been a while, but
Yeah, like order breakfast. I don't know how they do it in the
I think they
hospital
just bring it
anymore.
to you.
yeah. The nicer ones will come by and give you a small option.
Yeah.
It's true.
Checkbox. Do you
I'm
want
gonna-
this or this?
The chicken or the fish?
As soon
They
as
don't
she
have
wakes up,
fish.
I'll pull up a picture of Jaden and ask her if she knows this guy.
Give me a, we'll say intelligence and composure. Or wits and composure. We'll
Wits.
stick with that.
Did you even see that?
That's what I'm pulling off of. Because once the bricks fell, you would have been in there.
Yeah.
He was kind of agawk for a moment.
Yeah, you might have gotten a glimpse.
Got 1 success and 2 hard failures.
Well, you still have that success. You're
Okay.
good to go.
All right, great.
You're thinking back, and it's like, face does look familiar.
Okay.
It does look similar to the face you saw for a split second before a
Okay.
hand grabbed the shoulder and pulled them kind of back and away.
Okay. All right, I mean, kind of, he might have been there, but, I mean, obviously the people we saw didn't have hair, and I was more focused on the bricks
Wait a minute.
and you.
Oh, hold on. You saying he was one of the ones that dumped bricks on me?
I don't know for certain. He looks kind of familiar. You're much better off asking Lupita because she's the one who chased after them, or even maybe like Casey. I don't know if he's in with Icarus or not, but like I
am staying completely away from these people. You know.
I was
I'm
more
not.
I was more focused on you and the bricks than
all right,
the
all right.
douchebags who put them on you.
All right. Fair.
Priorities.
It's fair. God damn it! Why I always have to be around people trying to kill me?
I don't know.
This is your life.
You're just a very killable person.
I don't know. Do you think you
Thank
can?
you.
I don't know. They order room service. I have to go get some breakfast and some coffee
Oh, okay.
before I also die.
Yeah, you take care of yourself for now.
Yeah.
And I'll be back in a minute.
Under
please.
medicated
At some point,
caffeine.
nurse comes up, effectively kind of takes your order of what you want. They go over the classics of, are you allergic to any of this? No, cool. It's one of those where it's like clearly a small list, but it's healthier options.
Do you like Jello? Too bad.
Thanks, Jello.
Get it anyway.
You make your way down to the cafeteria. It is far better suited for lunch than for breakfast. but
Whatever, man.
Probably
It
serves
works.
lunch
Food
all
and coffee.
day.
Basically,
just give me the caffeine and like a sandwich.
Yep. They do the classic
Feeding
like
the staff all
plastic
day.
container sandwich or wrap of the like.
I mean, I don't know. The last hospital I went to had like a buffet cafeteria line going on,
Nice.
but that only opens at like certain times.
Yeah. Mhm.
So
Gotta be there.
When the staff have lunch.
Yeah. In your rotation periods.
Yeah,
Yeah,
between.
so
Get some food.
grab some food and coffee, head back up to be uncomfortable on the couch some more.
Okay.
Call Lupita or text her. You and Jenny awake?
Yeah. When I wake up, seeing that the house has not been,
Burgled.
yeah, I'm gonna have a very weird conversation with Jenny.
Yeah, definitely.
Bring her up to speed. She's back and forth in terms of emotions. Just the
Yeah.
everything that's going on. It ends with I'll stop by and say hello, of course. I spent some time chat with her.
Yeah. They're keeping her here for the next 48 hours or so under observation, so she'll be there. Jess is still there, I believe. I think she stayed the night. And then I think we exchange contact information.
I have your contact information too, but I'm not using it.
Not at present time.
So, where do I even start?
Hey, yo, your friend kind of
Hey,
killed my
Are
friend.
you with your friend right now?
Where are you at?
No? Cool.
So exactly how tight are you with Icarus?
I don't know.
So for you, Icarus is another guy around the college dorms. You're around some of the college dorms. He didn't come home last night. At least nobody saw him.
So
Most people brush it off as, oh, he probably just went and spent the night at his parents. They're in the area, but they're far
someone's
enough
house.
away. Yeah, well,
College.
his parents are in Denver, so
College age, you know.
yeah.
Sometimes you just stay out.
Mm-hmm.
It's got me nagging though.
So is it a phone call or a text?
this one. I'm thinking it'll be a call.
You get a phone ring.
Casey?
Hey, yeah, it's Lupita from the construction site. the
Oh
other
yeah,
day.
from yesterday. Is Tab doing okay?
Shortens it even more.
I guess you didn't get the
That's great, actually.
I guess they didn't send him the
No,
No.
I wouldn't
messages
have.
about.
He's
I'm
not connected with her
Yeah,
enough.
so it was
Yeah.
pretty much just me and you,
Yeah.
and Jenny.
Yeah, she's doing all right. It's been an eventful night.
That sounds mixed.
She's fine now. But
She's fine. We're all fine.
How are you?
Cardiac arrest or something? Oh.
It's the uhs that really sell. You're like, yeah, she's
She's pausing.
Don't worry about it.
Can we meet somewhere to talk about this? Are you free at all today?
Yeah, sure.
I
Who
don't know
needs
if you were going to
glasses?
stop by the hospital or something to. What?
Today's your skip day.
Is it a weekend or a weekday?
I
Doesn't matter.
think it's a Saturday at this
Okay,
point because I
that's what I
think
was thinking.
I think the protest was happening
But
on a Friday. Yeah.
That's
got
why I
nothing
didn't worry
this-
about classes. Like, I think it's
Yeah.
actually a weekend, so okay.
Yeah.
Got nothing this morning.
Okay.
Pull up my phone, do some homework. You know.
Sad puppy noises.
Yeah.
Is that
Buffy.
Right?
Buffy demands more attention. Buffy demands more screen time.
I don't know where your treats went. I think Jason got rid of them. Oh, okay. Well, you're just gonna shut the fuck up. Sorry, man.
Okay, let's just
Zoom forward.
yeah, I don't know where I actually want to meet.
It's always a
here.
coffee shop. Coffee shops are the best middle ground to meet
Sure.
anybody you don't
Let's
know.
go with a coffee shop.
Because everybody likes coffee, or at least hot water.
Or at least something that they serve at coffee shops.
Let's go with somewhere public.
Exactly.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm still trying to sort out what all is going on here.
You go to your local roastery of sorts, a non-Starbucks location. So the prices are steep, but they're not highway robbery.
There. Okay. going to make good use of our sense motives.
Sure. But first,
Yeah. Get coffee.
yeah, grab some coffee, sit down. Are you early, late, on time?
I'll probably, I guess, skip the shower. As I'm like woken up by the phone call, I'm like, well,
Cool.
Rolls out of bed, licks hands, slicks hair back.
Ew.
All right, good to go.
Classic college thing.
Spray
Just
on
like-
some Axe.
Yeah. Axe bomb yourself. Yep.
Regardless of what I find out, I might have to kill you anyway.
checks out.
It's legit.
Okay.
So I guess I'm making on time because I cut time.
Mm-hmm.
Or it could have been very late.
Okay, so you're there as coffee's getting ordered.
Get to a half an hour later, there's a shootout at the coffee shop.
Shot. You brought your gun? Part of the Denver militia. I always bring my gun.
We're both armed. Always packing. This is
But
terrible.
oddly, because of the one merit of improvised weaponry, I just want to like pick up a pipe or something.
Because you don't want to kill somebody,
Share
just like
life.
just out you go.
Because I can use those very well instead of just a
Gun.
gun or a
Yeah.
hatchet that I have like.
Both of which
Where's
are
the weapons around me?
very lethal. Yep.
Does,
You get your coffee with the name misspelled.
yeah.
It's required.
What would they even misspell Lupita as?
Luepeta.
Right.
Lupita. They go like heavy phonetic.
Whatever. Who cares?
Come here. Yeah, that's what
I understand that. That's why I always say Casey instead of Rajiv. Like,
You get it with a K instead of a C. It's required by law that they misspell it.
They always put an extra A in my name.
Have you, found out anything else about what happened the other day? You and, I don't know why I keep wanting to call him Saber. Not even
It's
close.
not French.
You and Icarus or any of your,
If you want to use his nickname.
no,
anyone else in your network learn anything about the guys that did this?
I haven't talked very much. I haven't seen Icarus since the hospital, so he might be out looking.
Are you guys like roommates or something?
No. Same dorm,
Same dorm?
He
different room.
lives down the hall.
Yep.
You didn't come home last night?
No, I'm not too worried. He's always videotaping everything, so. He might have gotten himself punched a few times, but
At least he's got on.
And
I
this
am
is how
Icarus,
we
and
build
welcome to
the
Jackass.
I don't figure he's gotten himself into any serious trouble.
Give me a wits and composure.
Come on, bring the joy.
I'm gonna do an empathy motives check, I guess, to
Give it a shot.
try to suss out if he's being genuine. What would I roll that with?
I'd probably say empathy and composure.
Wow.
It's not great, but
2, 3, 4, 5.
5?
I got a success.
5.
Okay. You get the general feel like, okay, yeah, he seems to be genuine. He might not know. It's that classic, like, when you have a crazy friend, you kind of half expect them to just do some kind of crazy stuff. And they always end up fine.
They come and go, they show up,
Yeah. As this is being said, you're kind of like eyes drift a little bit. You see a TV in the background.
Oh, this will be good.
You see, it appears there's been a shooting this morning.
Oh, oof, oof.
You're getting the Scott King residence. You're not 100% sure where that is, but you're reading the little bar at the bottom, and it basically details, it appears the individual was executed. They call it gangland style.
Oh boy.
American History X style?
Yeah.
Ooh.
And their wife is currently in the hospital from multiple gunshot wounds.
This is where you just like set the thing down. It's like,
As you're setting it down, you again catch a little bit more where it's the police have released a photo based on the door cam
Oh no.
suspect.
of the suspect, and it is exactly who you think it is. You see, not wearing a mask, Icarus's face.
Oh boy.
You see he is in full like militia getup. He's got the body armor. You can see clearly has something slung on his back, something on his hip.
What the fuck happened to this dude?
Oh God.
What
Damn.
kind of switch got flipped?
I'll see your reaction. Turn and look at the TV.
I guess he got in a lot more trouble than I ever expected him to get into.
Okay, yeah, I brought you here because last night he broke into the hospital and he OD'd Tabby on morphine.
When you looked at the TV, they shifted over to a picture of the victim and the family. It's the person you were chasing.
Finish the job for me.
Yep.
But yeah, I'll
The
turn.
fist slam on the.
Yeah, I'll turn back to you and say, yeah, I brought you here because he broke into the hospital last night and OD'd Tabby on morphine. She survived. I don't know how. She's probably going to end up in the tabloids, but I needed to find out if you had any idea where he was or why he might have done this. He said something about an ex-girlfriend of hers.
At this point, I'm like visibly like agitated.
Hmm.
I'm not responding so well. Like
It's that, like, you grab the coffee and it's clearly shaking. Yeah.
Maybe take it easy on the caffeine.
It's not caffeine!
I don't know what pushed him this far. He's always been someone who's. I would always put him as a warfare reporter rather than a vigilante. I don't know if something with Tabatha and the bricks just pushed him to action, or if he's trying to make the largest story in that sense of making a martyr, getting revenge.
It sounds like that's at least part of what he was trying to do last night. Didn't work. And if the cops weren't already looking for him because of Tabby, they're definitely looking for him now.
I'm gonna try to like recall like cars he may have been driving, like locations that he may be like. I'm trying to recall like past conversations as to where I might think he might go.
Tended to use the bus. His parents are usually the ones to like drive and drop him off. Very metropolitan area, so not a big need for that. That being said, it does kind of, for you, put it much more in a range in terms of where you can go by foot. In terms of locations, there's a number of them. give me a intelligence and investigation.
Okay.
Zachary Mitchell, is that his name? Newman.
Newman, yep.
Oh yeah, Mitchell.
I called you Jeff earlier.
Huh?
When you were gone, I referred to your character as Jeff.
1 success.
A couple letters off.
Okay.
1 success.
So you try to piece a couple of things together. As you're thinking of locations, your brain kind of clicks back to some other conversations you had. And you start picking up on some clear, like, potential warning signs. He made mention of meeting with some new people, effectively like joining a newer militia. Your background with one of Denver's militia kind of gives you a feel of like who else is out there. Mm-hmm. And you know the one he mentioned was a little bit more enthusiastic, shall we say. Not necessarily like radical, but ones who see it a lot more as we need to do action ourselves. We need to police ourselves kind of mentality. Didn't hear much in terms of the politics, but this would line up.
Sorry. Thanks.
The more I think about it, he might be with this new militia group.
Jeez.
New Dawn Denver. The Denver New Dawn.
I don't mean that.
I might be able to get more information about it, but this sounds dangerous.
I think we should try to get to him before the cops do.
And
Because
do
I
what?
think, I don't know, but I think if they get to him first, he's not coming out of it alive.
In that
So,
suicide by cop, or
I don't know at this point. Guy's
do
on a bender.
this is all my fault.
Oh no.
why is it your fault?
Oh no, the blank game has begun.
Because I'm broken.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
This is me rationalizing this is the tunnel
The
that
rabbit
it's
hole
going. Yeah.
that you're going to.
The blame
Cool.
game you have begun.
Well,
The worst form of guilt.
it's not a fun one. I
Nope.
advise against it.
Let's think about responsibility later. Not like that.
That's always a good thing when you have two people
Yes.
with guns.
Yes.
Don't worry about responsibility.
I didn't mean general
First.
responsibility. I meant specific responsibility for
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. Okay.
I fear if
I-
we do anything, we're just gonna get Tabatha hurt again.
That's the thing. I need to know why he did this. Tabby herself doesn't even understand.
And that's how you end up as an FBI agent.
And
Meanwhile,
Yeah.
I'm doing homework on my phone. You're
Yeah.
watching like soap operas on like fucking
as-
Telemundo.
Fresh
and
As
Prince
like
is
web
on the
design
TV.
is like failing you. It's like, oh god damn it, I put a space there.
Yeah. Right.
Page refreshes.
Actually, I think I'm gonna Google my ex-girlfriend to try to figure this out.
yeah.
Not a bad idea, you know.
Just gonna retroactively say when I grabbed her laptop, I also grabbed mine and like
Makes sense, yeah.
you know just stuff that
If you
I'm
were
gonna need.
expecting to
If
stay
I'm
in
expecting
that,
to stay, I just grabbed all my whatever I'm
and
gonna
grabbing
need.
your own blanket.
I think if we can find him first, we'll have better luck talking him down.
Both of you can give me a presence wits. Trying to figure out like what the best way of an idea check would be, and that's kind of what's jumping to mind for me.
It's 1 success. 'Cause 7's a fail.
10.
7 is a fail. Yes.
8, 9,
1 success.
Okay. So between the two of you, kind of the idea pops up. Went for Tabby first. She was the victim. Went for one of the assailants second. If you follow basic pattern, you've got 2 other targets.
Yeah, that's true.
If you're trying to find him, it may be best to go to where he's going to go next.
Yeah.
Oh wow, I better not hear about this.
It's all, if you've got it on the news, it's popping up on the news.
I
but
mean,
I'm
true.
assuming you were working on your laptop by the sound of it.
Yeah.
I'm doing fucking homework.
Yeah.
Sorry.
They got
the
Fresh Prince
good
on the
student.
TV in the hospital room.
Yeah. But none of us
Singing
sounds
theme song
down.
after.
We was robbed!
Was it not,
The horrible
Price is Right.
distortion.
Price is Right, Wheel of Fortune, you know.
Gotta love Fresh Prince. YouTube
Daytime
poops.
TV. So, cut back to the hospital room.
I'm sure at some point I will take a break and like scroll Facebook and see some news.
So that'll happen shortly after. What are you up to?
Just your Facebook feed.
So, like, I did my research on Jaden. Make plans when I get out of the hospital to stop by some LGBT communities that I knew he was involved with.
Mm-hmm.
Then I like do my Google search on this ex-girlfriend.
Okay.
I assume I know her name.
Yeah.
I mean, I would hope so.
I leave the name to you. You
just
dated
forgot.
them.
Okay.
But yeah, feel free to give me a intelligence and
Computers?
yeah, for your computer investigation.
Did
Okay.
you block her on all the sites and now you can't get any information?
So,
Or did she block you?
Samantha Thompson. Let's go with that.
Okay.
One success.
Okay, yeah. You do run into a lot of the issues of, it seems she's blocked you on a lot of social media.
Going incognito.
You don't remember it cutting off that bad.
Yeah.
She seemed nice.
Yeah, part of that. Maybe this happened later? Hard to tell. There's usually no way for you to get access to when things like that happen.
If only there was someone else you could ask to Google her.
Or Magic Wizard.
I mean, there's always a magic wizard. That being said, with your one success, name definitely pops up in the university, not dictionary, directory. Yep. You can see she's working on a grad degree.
Good for her.
Doesn't tell me which department.
Yeah, like liberal arts and sciences. But outside of that, I don't know if they do. I think they post major.
Yeah, they
It's
post
been a while,
major.
man. Yeah, you get a effectively like a degree with a heavy focus in archaeology.
Well, she doesn't sound
Yeah,
That
like a
seems
terrible
fine.
person.
I'd like to mention to you, I did a Google search on my old girlfriend that he was talking about. Apparently I'm blocked from a lot of stuff. For some reason, it didn't seem like it ended that bad, at least not to me. But I can't find any reason for him to say I was a fake because of her. I mean, she's at the college, she's getting a degree in archaeology.
Do you need me to do the girl FBI thing?
Yeah, if
I mean,
you want to.
sure.
I mean, I mean,
okay, sure. Why not? Okay, so this
you've
is
got to know something I don't know.
so this is when I take my break from homework and
Mhm.
get on the Facebook.
Yep.
And so you want computers and what?
You can do intelligence and either computers or investigation.
Oh no, I definitely want computers.
Oh.
That's still not great. But okay.
Fucking babe investigation.
Huh?
She said girl FBI. So
Yeah. Well, you know how girls do that thing where they're like, "Hold on, I can Google this." Right. So that's two.
Anyone could do that.
I'm picturing
Oh, two successes.
I'm
But you
picturing
know
Fenico from
how there's that
Akatsuka.
like,
Yeah.
you know, there's that stereotype of like girls googling like ex-boyfriends and friends' ex-boyfriends and like stuff like that to like, you know,
We're doing the research for you.
doing the
Social
yeah,
media
'cause
dive.
you're
social media
yeah,
dive.
the
that
Facebook
kind of thing.
stalking.
With stereotypes and that should you?
I don't either really because I'm
I'm a great Facebook stalker.
kind of talking out my ass here. But I got two successes.
Okay.
Never post.
You do some poking around. You can tell she's got her Facebook page set up, so you can only view it if you are her friend.
Yep.
You could attempt to
Friend
make
request.
a connection and go that way with it.
No.
But as you're on there, you start picking up on active news. And you get a lot of people talking about, holy shit, is that, does this happen in our neighborhood? Do you see it on the news? You're seeing pictures posted, and it's linking up with that picture. And that guy you saw, it's definitely Icarus.
Okay, so I can't find anything on your ex-girlfriend, but Icarus...
Icarus is off the ship.
How are you feeling right now?
Icarus is well and truly off the ship.
Okay.
You're
Why?
hooked up to the heart monitor still? I'm like checking to make sure you're still hooked up to everything. Icarus went after the people who hurt you and killed them.
All of them?
Just the one so far.
Oh. Gotcha.
They don't all live together in a
Come on,
condo.
Willie.
No,
No,
we're not.
that'd be socialist.
Yes,
They're
we gotta
all
get to this
roommates.
kid before you
Don't make me call the nurse. I will call the goddamn nurse. You are not.
call the nurse. I gotta
leaving.
sign a thing.
I am both sorry and so excited about when this happens.
No.
I'll call the nurse. Call the nurse!
Because
about,
it is
like-
the classic hero's call to action, and you're like, oh
No.
hell no.
No.
No call to action. Call to the bed.
declined.
Go back to bed.
Yes. You did die.
This
You
is
died.
specifically why I'm not telling you about what we're doing.
You're
That call
alive
has
now.
been denied.
Yeah.
If you want to call someone to action right now, let's call Lupita. She has a gun.
Okay.
You have fractures.
It's so cool.
All right. All
You
right.
have multiple fractures.
All right. Well,
Well, that's
we'll
a good
call,
line.
We'll call Lupita.
Get back. Stay bed.
All right. Just calm down now. And
Call the police and request someone other than Captain Hotshot.
That's true.
Don't worry, we've got a specialist for these kind of situations. Captain Hot Shorts.
Hostage situation, you say?
Oh god.
And that's the name of the episode.
He's not even in this episode.
In memoriam.
Captain Hot Shorts. The character we'll always miss.
He died in a tragic way.
Next news article. Officer retiring.
Right?
retiring.
So as soon as you sit back down on the bed, I
like,
will call Lupita.
Yeah, and I'm like, get over here.
Put it on speaker and put the phone in between us.
Died in the things that the mall cops were in. The Segway accident.
He braked too hard, too fast.
Yeah.
Ran into one of those mall
Like
booths.
dividers.
Yeah.
You know,
They're selling cell phones and
the
whatnot.
Segway died in a Segway accident. He rode his Segway off of a cliff and died.
Oh, yes, yes.
Really?
Yes.
We
What
looked
the
that
hell?
up one of these sessions,
That's
didn't we?
right,
Yeah.
I remember
I was
that.
reminded of the other day. I thought
Yeah,
Jesus.
just
That's awful.
yeah, it's that painful irony that life throws at us from time to time.
Okay, so we'll call Lupita. Did you answer?
So you're sitting at the coffee shop. You've seen some of this on the news. Phone starts ringing.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've got a
It's-
specific ringtone for
Housemates.
Jess or not.
I probably do.
Okay. Jess's
Nothing
ringtone
fancy,
starts
just
calling.
Something distinct enough that I can tell. Okay.
Go ahead, take
It's
it.
just. Okay, answer the phone. Hey, how's
Hey,
it going?
have you seen what's going on? Icarus is out killing
Okay,
people.
okay.
Besides me.
I take the phone, I take it off speaker.
Well, that answers my question.
Hi, I took it off speaker. She's a little on edge right now.
I answer, hi, how's Tabby? And it's two Tabby yelling in the background.
I've convinced
I
her.
could probably hear Tabby.
I have convinced her to stay in the
She seems
hospital for
fine.
now because you are going to go investigate this and do something about this.
Tell her about the kid.
I guess you saw the news.
Yeah, we definitely saw the news. Tabby is very concerned about the other two people he's going to go after. She seems particularly concerned about the younger one.
I'm
She
sending
thinks
you a picture now.
She thinks his name might be Jaden.
And I email her a picture.
Apparently, it's very important he doesn't
Text or
die.
something.
I don't know why he's more important than the other one, but I'm not asking questions of the person who was recently deceased and came back.
Okay. The name's helpful.
Yeah, Jaden, lean over on your
Winter.
laptop. Jaden Winters.
Jaden Smith.
I don't know why. I'm not going to ask questions. So, do you want me to come with you? Do you want Jenny to come here and I can come with you? Or
I can go.
no, you can't. She can't go.
You better stay there and make sure that
Forcefully tie her
Tabby
to the
doesn't
bed. Yeah,
jump
that
out a
sounds
window
about
or
right.
something.
Mhm.
Tabby, you need to jump out a window. It's
I
the
might
only
be
way.
small, but I will do my best to keep you there.
Like as this conversation's going on,
You see
every
a
now and
window.
again you're seeing like Oliver just kind of like sitting there listening in.
It's really important he doesn't die. Tabby just really wants that to come across.
Okay.
What was that? The kid?
Oh, right. Check your email, please.
Okay.
So, quick break in the conversation. Check email. You look at it. Yeah, it looks like the third person, the one who wasn't pushing, the one who was shocked.
Okay.
Was he at the construction site? Tabby thinks he might be one of the people who was there.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, it's him.
Oh, okay. Look, he's not a bad kid. He just got mixed up with some bad people.
You're
What's
not
Oliver's
wrong.
last name?
Winters.
Hashtag not all nuts.
I literally
No,
wrote
I'm
down
not.
Jaden Smith. Why did I do that?
Because you're thinking about Will Smith's family, obviously.
Literally the character Jaden Smith.
Are they?
Son of Will Smith.
Are they both? Did they both have the same last name? Are they married?
No, it was Oliver Cross and Jaden Winters.
Oliver
It's
Cross.
Mir's heart.
And Jaden Winters. So I guess just make sure extra certain Jaden doesn't die.
I don't care about the other Nazi.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, no. So apparently it's okay if the one person dies, but not Jaden. Okay. I think I need to enroll us all in
that actually
house
isn't a sin
philosophy
of,
class
against
next
my
semester.
synergy, because accidental murder and manslaughter is a sin against my synergy. Mass murder and serial murder is a sin. But if I actually plan on murdering something, yeah, that's okay. If I actually mean it.
You're not planning on murdering these people, right?
So what else is doing it for you?
I'll take that under advisement. Me and Casey have work to do.
Casey? Wait, what?
Yeah, he's
Hi.
Wasn't he like Icarus's friend?
he says that he hasn't seen Icarus since last night, and
Yeah, but what if he's lying?
he's not lying. Trust me.
Yeah, but you could be leading him straight to...
He's like almost spilling his fucking coffee on himself from watching the news here.
Okay, alright, fine. Okay, sure.
How high up are we?
10,000?
I have
Put
not
it on,
taken
like,
my eyes
fifth
off
floor,
you
maybe?
on
I'm like looking at the window, looking down.
now.
I mean, I'd probably survive the fall, but I don't think I'd walk away.
I've landed on my feet, but
Tuck and roll.
I feel like they keep hospital windows pretty well shut.
Usually
They do.
usually until somebody sneaks in through one.
Well, but
yeah,
you went to a
breaks
different
it
room.
open, yeah.
Yeah, a different room with more secure windows.
We got
It's
some
higher
bars
up.
on the window, nurse.
We're
Some restraints.
We're going to have to move you back to the sanatorium.
Yeah, that sounds great.
We've reopened.
Okay, so, alright, fine. If you and Casey need anything, just let me know, and also please watch your back. Know an associate of the person who murdered our friend and another person.
Make sure if you see Jaden, tell him that a friend of Oliver's wants to talk to him.
I will relay this message to you and
All right.
hang up. Am I gonna be able to leave you alone? Nope. Okay, I already decided. It's fine. I'll sit on the couch in front of the window.
Boy, Tabby's really energetic for somebody that overdosed on opioids yesterday.
Yeah,
Sounds healthy.
Had all night to flush her out of the system.
I think she might still be a little loopy.
Few stimulants here and there.
Got some information on at least one of the two remaining guys that Icarus is probably going after. Got a name and...
Should we warn your ex-girlfriend?
I don't even know how to get in touch with her. I mean,
Did I find
I met her my freshman year. I was like a wide-eyed kid from the sticks. Just got here. We had a thing for 18 months. And
18 months? That's a long time.
Well, yeah, I was kind of serious
Especially
at the
college years.
Yeah. Right.
Well, it was kind of serious at the
Long
time,
distance
but
relationship for a while.
we just didn't gel towards the
Okay.
end there, and we split. I thought it was a good, clean break. You know, nobody walked away angry, but
Sure.
I don't know anymore.
Well, I mean, I didn't find much on her. Everything was pretty private on her
Yeah.
Facebook. Did I see any contact information for Samantha when I was searching her stuff?
That should be a fun phone call.
No.
Okay. Any personal information at all where I could how I could get in contact with her aside from like just messaging her on Facebook?
Would you still have her phone number?
No.
I think
I mean-
I'm trying to remember like what Facebook gives you of people who have like heavily locked and restricted profiles.
I mean, when I had
Might get a picture.
Yeah. It
yeah,
just
you get like a
depends.
picture and
Sometimes you
facial
don't.
info.
Name. Yeah, that's
whatever.
probably just like picture and name. At this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, I think you get photos that they've. I think you get profile photos
You do.
and
Cover
cover
photos.
photos, and that's it.
As long as you've like put yourself into the search system, because you can be
You can pull yourself
Yeah.
out.
pulled out from
Okay.
the search results.
Yeah. Yeah, because you can set it so only people who are like friends of your friends or have your email address can search for you.
Hmm.
Because I had it set up like that when I was married to Nick. Be associated with military and all that.
Mhm. Makes sense.
So, but I don't know how
Hers
much.
would be.
Yeah, I don't know how much hers is locked down.
Heavily enough that you're only getting photos and the
Okay.
name confirmation, but not so heavily that you can't search for it.
Okay. And I've got her name and a picture. Is this what she looked like? I'll hold up the
Yeah.
picture.
Looks
Yeah.
older, but yeah.
I mean, she's older, but yeah.
Okay.
Agent Club.
Does she have like a LinkedIn profile or something?
Not that you. Yeah.
I like tell you
Where
that
resumes go to
I know
die.
that she's pursuing a major in archaeology.
Sure.
You may be able to contact her through.
Just go to our office.
I'll go that route and see if
Yeah.
there's somewhere at the university I can find her.
Sure.
Since I am a student, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Give me intelligence and investigation on that.
okay.
Is this at the Denver University or is it a different one?
Local, yeah. Denver.
Nope. 2 3s and a 4.
You don't find anything.
Well, I hope Icarus doesn't go after her next because I sure can't find her.
She said.
Whoops.
Okay, well, we're
This
gonna,
one check. They're gone forever.
You get one?
I guess we should start with Jaden since we have the most information on him. And for some reason, Tabby sounds really keen on
Saving them.
keeping him alive. So maybe kill 2 birds with 1 stone here.
Or maybe no killing.
Well,
I'll just
yeah,
kinda-
that would be the idea.
I'll just send you a text like Tabby's ex is Samantha Thompson, grad student, archaeology, can't find any info on her. Don't know if Icarus will target her as well. This is also things that we should probably tell the police.
You get a red receipt, but I don't respond.
Yeah, that's cool. I
Um,
don't take it personally.
a little busy.
All right, so back to Team Cafe.
Yeah.
Well, how do we go about finding Jaden then?
You're the one that's in with the militia. Do they have any sorts of resources for this sort of thing?
Heavily protected. These are the type of people who think it's cool because when they take pictures of their group, they blur out the face. Because it's like, oh, it's just like the military. Yay, we're just like them. So yeah, you know you're not going to find any actual contact information.
No data.
Yeah. At best, you'll get pictures, blurred faces, maybe first names of founding members, but that'll likely be it.
I meant the militia that he's part of to help us track down Jacob.
I mean, they're not really detectives,
Yeah.
but you could use them since I think you've got them as allies.
Yeah.
that you could try to tap those sources to see if you can make any inroads if you would like.
We could do our own kind of APB kind of thing, where throw out a net, see if anyone's seen them, and then keep an eye out.
Okay. Do you have any... Is there anyone else in your Icarus Mutual network that might be able to help us, or that he might reach out to?
Is this Jaden prone to stimulants?
I don't know.
Maybe.
All I got is a name and a face.
Perhaps.
Do we have any luck tokens to turn in for that to be a thing?
It'll come up to the roll. If you use the roll,
There's
effectively try to
Nazis
do
in
like
there now.
a manipulation plus your drug dealer contact. Add those 2 dots together.
God, that's bad.
If you get any successes, yeah, congratulations. He buys from your dealer, and your dealer knows a bit. If nothing comes up, nothing comes up.
I'd probably rather go with the militia route and try to throw a net. What would that be? Presence? Or...
Yeah, I'd probably say presence, and then your rating on the allies.
It's
from
still
militia.
bad, but
Yeah. I don't think I want to pull the hunters in on this, since this isn't really supernatural.
Just dudes.
The real monster was man.
Yep. That's what Scooby-Doo taught us.
Well, the real monster is like gone nuts.
so if I'm
Real
not
monster is like white man. And
if I'm not calling my
Some
dad,
guy
who's
trying to-
probably pretty
Scam local realtors. Lower the property values.
So if I'm not calling my dad, I'd probably be calling someone I'm close to
Mm-hmm.
in the militia. That's 1 success and 2 7s.
Nice. Well, that's good enough. So you get in contact with somebody, kind of ask and bounce some questions back. They let you know that, we heard a bit of a ruckus coming from the Denver New Dawn. Sounds like there was, some politics flying over there last night. His understanding is a number of them have kind of... He pauses for a moment before saying, activated. Rest of us are pretty much on edge. Everybody's locked and ready in case they swing by, but...
Glowing eyes me.
Yeah. But at this point...
What's the Shaquille O'Neal lying in bed? I sleep. Real shit.
But at this point, I've got nothing concrete to work with.
Well, this is the time to protect our community. We should be looking out for folks.
Mm-hmm.
If we can find... there's this Jaden Winters.
Yeah,
I think they're going to be one of the next targets.
Yeah, I had heard they were talking list of names to us, trying to see if they could track people down for us. I stepped off when they had that offer float by us. Yeah, they're looking for a Jaden Winters. They were looking for a couple of other people as well. Got your pencil ready?
Yep.
Okay. Reese. I think it was Reese Scott King. And then where's the other name? Why do you do this to me?
Do you only have a first name for Reese?
No, Reese Scott King.
Reese Scott.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
A Michael Weiss. Weiss. The German spelling.
Painfully white.
Yes. The whitest of white.
Was that the man who was killed?
No, that was Scott King.
Yeah.
Oh, he was killed.
Reese Scott King. those are the names we've gotten. We're not tracking anybody down like that, not getting involved in the police any sort of way with that. We pass the names on, local officers. I'm sure they're reacting at this point, but from what I hear, somebody was over there stirring up shit, stirring up politics, and a bit of the New Dawn went off, following after. Not quite sure how many, but yeah, we're pretty much on high alert for our community.
Let's keep them safe.
Exactly.
Go back to trying to do homework, and after a few minutes of not being able to concentrate, I finally put my laptop down and go, okay, I'm gonna ask. What is it with Jaden?
Look over at Oliver.
You get a shrug of like, I don't know, I don't care.
I'm already dead. What more can they do?
Like,
She seems cool. You can tell her.
tell her what you know. Like, if you're worried about her freaking out about what you know, and like he's probably talking over your conversation as you're trying to have one.
All right. So I have this friend, Oliver,
But like he's not too far gone. He's effectively talking over you.
and well, he died a while ago, and Jaden was his partner,
Mm-hmm.
and he kind of asked me to before he died.
Just immediate sweat beads.
What do I roll to see if she's
The,
bullshitting me?
Empathy
for
and
the listeners
composure.
at home, the faces for
I don't
this
have any
bit
in
are
empathy, and I only have
excellent.
2 in composure.
So that's 1 dice.
I only get to roll 1, even though I have 2 in
Yeah.
composure?
Yeah, you have to take -1 since you're not trained.
Okay.
Yep. So
Okay. I'm
it's-
just gonna
it's
take her
one
to
where
word.
it's like,
All right, that's cool.
yeah, she's been through a lot.
I'm just
So,
gonna go with it.
So he kind of asked me to look out with him. He said while he was getting sick that he was getting mixed up with the wrong sort of people.
Okay, but why just now?
Well, when they dropped the little bricks on me yesterday,
Yeah, I'm aware.
it kind of got me worried about just how far these people are willing to go.
It jogged
So-
the memory.
Okay.
So, I
I just had to die again in order to recall that memory.
tried to find out anything on him
It's like
because
getting
nobody's
high.
seen him in a while. And then when you told me that he was one of the people there,
Uh-huh.
and that Icarus lost his shit and was killing people now besides me,
Yep. I mean, I became concerned. Okay. Okay, I mean, look, it's real virtuous and selfless of you to be concerned about other people that Icarus is killing more than yourself. However, given how frequently you have been in this hospital bed, or a adjacent hospital bed,
You're gonna get a punch card.
yeah, they don't have frequent flyer miles for the ER, and
Get your 10th surgery free.
I applaud your selflessness and thinking about others, real noble and stuff. But let's focus on keeping you alive first.
Buy stitches.
I can't take care of myself.
I have seen no evidence of that so far.
Ouch. But
I have no doubt
Roasted
that
the
you
blood pudding.
you can do your best to take care of yourself, but something obviously is just working against you right now. So let's just take it one
The
step
universe.
at a time, and let the people who haven't
She's just got a jinx or something.
been murdered recently take care of it. And if there's one less skinhead in the world, I'm not gonna cry myself to sleep.
Well,
tonight.
Jaden is not that far gone. I'm sure he's not that far gone.
I just don't understand how you know this if he's a friend of a friend. I mean, shit, I like to believe the best in people too. But if you haven't had any personal contact with him, then how do you know this?
Well, I have. Look, if I can just remind him about what he used to have and about how what he's doing now would make Oliver feel, and that these people do not care about him.
Well, sure, if he's gay, he's probably pretty low on the totem pole. They tend to like, not gay people.
Yeah, I know. Trust me, I know.
Okay, I'll go with you on this, but I just want to say, getting Nazis together in a room and trying to convince them that they shouldn't be Nazis
It's a difficult task.
is really not going to get us very far.
Look, you don't solve this problem by getting rid of Nazis. You solve this problem by cutting off their new recruits.
Sure. I guess I just don't understand how you know, without any contact from this guy whatsoever, that he is a new recruit and not too far gone.
Well, he can't be that far gone. He hasn't been with them long enough.
It's not like he pushed the brakes, he just stood there.
And
Okay.
He just didn't stop them from pushing
Yeah.
his brakes.
It's not a great place to be, but it's better than pushing the brakes. Still not a great place to be.
Okay, but we're going to stay here.
Just send your Geist after him.
And,
it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, they're like
yeah.
pretty close there.
And we'll talk about this more after the morphine's out of your system.
And you see me nervously
What morphine?
fingering a pendant. It looks like a statuette of a shield maiden that's bloodied.
Okay. They let you have jewelry on in
Colored
the
and everything.
hospital?
Yeah. And I kind of tuck it back in.
They returned it.
Do you have like any other piercings you normally wear? Because those aren't in if you do.
Okay.
That is actually my keystone.
Mm-hmm. That's why you've got it.
Yeah.
But I want to make sure if the picture needs to be painted, if you're somebody who has piercings, they're not in right now.
Yeah.
They take them all out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But that is strangely there to anybody else present.
One of the nurses pocketed all your jewelry when you died.
Hey, food.
She's
Sounds like a nurse at a senior home.
Oof, yeah.
So I will suspiciously go back to what I was doing and just kind of put a pin in that topic.
For later.
We'll return to this.
We'll return to this line of logic later
Mhm.
when you're not coming off of an opioid overdose and have fractures.
Is there a thing you'd like to do while these two are off?
Jump out the window.
I am
While
actively
she's
in
out for
front of the
lunch,
window.
I go. I leave.
Goalkeeper.
It's like, I'm just going to go to the bathroom, and
There's-
I just
There's
kinda,
usually a bathroom inside the room.
Yeah. And I just kind of like look at Oliver and suddenly do one of these.
Come on. Just come over here.
And go into the bathroom.
I text Jenny. I'm like, Tabitha is awake if you want to come visit. Weird mood, though.
Be there shortly. No comment on the weird mood. Expected at this point, I assume. Alright. Team Cafe.
Hey.
You got the news.
Okay. We gotta figure out where to go from here. I need a good starting point. I'm good at tracking people, but not if I don't already have an idea of where they
Some
are.
hint. Well, dropped out. Well, I guess I don't know all that information of being dropped out of college.
But you're in a college town.
Yeah. I haven't seen him around classes, stuff like that, if we're going to the same one.
I mean, you could give me a present socialize to see if you've ever bumped into him before. To be like, oh yeah, I remember him at college. He is no longer at college.
I think Socialize is the one that got dropped heavy by my break, by like the -5. So I'd be at just 1 at a minimum,
Yep, roll a die.
and now I have to get a 10.
Your defaults. I don't remember how defaults work. I'll just go, if you get a success, you're good to go.
Since it's a -5. 7.
Okay, yeah. No, you never interacted with him in school.
Okay.
The Mrs. King, she's in the hospital. Did they say what kind of condition she's in?
Critical.
Okay, so we're not going to be able to get any answers on her.
Well, there's 2 ways we can go about this. We try to find Icarus, or we try to find Jaden before he gets there. Do you think we could be able to find Icarus faster than we could Jaden?
I mean,
As a tracker, you know finding a person on the move is much harder than finding a person who is stationary. And after a murder, you're gonna be murdered.
yeah.
Whole lot.
Ordinarily,
I don't
I
know.
would say we're going to have better luck with Jason.
Jaden.
Jason's right there.
Hey, that
You found it.
You're a Nazi?
with Jaden, but I mean, I guess can at least try to give Icarus a call or something, see if he answers.
Oh boy.
Shot in the dark, but
Man, I personally have deleted that phone number on my phone.
If the police ever ask you, you never had it.
Oh, I'll give it to him. I mean, I didn't know he was a fucking murderer.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm probably not going to call him to cafe, so I'll like step out.
okay.
I'll be like, hit that contact.
All right.
This is a terrible idea.
Yes.
Give me a resolve and composure.
That's better. Not -5 for to socialize. Oh, that's a hard fail.
No,
Ooh. All right. So
nothing over 3.
he is like throwing that phone away.
So when you connect, you're basically kind of just blocked into listening. The first thing you hear from the other side is, "We come to you live from the crime scene," as there is gunfire going on in the background. You hear the phone hit the floor and kind of like scatter and roll a bit. You hear...
It's definitely not trained.
Yeah,
It's a phone.
You hear what sounds like a short bit of a firefight. There's some very clear, like, commands being thrown around. Somebody speaking in a very commanding voice. And English, yeah. And then it just drops connection.
Well, the gunshot's close enough that I can hear them here, or are they like...
No. You only heard them through the phone.
Okay.
Icarus is about to be dead.
Or he just got his second victim.
Well, was it Icarus's voice you heard yelling? The commands?
Hard to tell.
In a gunfight and in the phone being not near his mouth, I wouldn't be able to. So now I look more dejected, go back in. Well, he might have gotten his second victim.
Okay.
Somehow he answered the phone call.
Check the news.
Gunfight.
Probably going to take a moment. Nothing yet.
I think I got him in the middle.
Okay.
I mean, we need to find it nearby. Get ready, because if we're going to be able to find him, he'll leave that place quick. But at least we have a starting point.
Yeah. I think give it a minute and the news should update and give us a better idea of where we need to go and who this was. Hopefully not Jaden, because he's going to be much easier for us to track down.
All right.
Or you can talk to his soul.
Both of you give me resolve and composure. Well, actually, you've already failed one.
Yeah.
You're at a point where you're just stressed out. You're waiting. This is
I'm already broken.
the worst.
I let this loose cannon go.
2 successes. No, that was a 1. We just flipped it over, so 2 successes.
Oh, good.
So you're keeping a level head. The wait is killer. It's minutes, but
Long
even
minutes.
that feels, like hours. You get news update. They've got choppers in the sky. They're currently following...
A white Bronco.
Wow, O.J. Simpson reference. That's a good one. No, they're following 2 effectively off-market Humvees.
Oh.
You can see a police chase is starting.
Oh boy.
Yeah. But there is also reference of people fleeing on foot.
Okay.
So when I periodically check the news on the internet,
Yeah, it is a waking nightmare.
Do they say casualties?
They're not reporting on that at this time.
Okay.
Of course, no. Not immediately. They'll have a lot of injuries and then will grow and heart attacks until...
Yep. News is linking the 2 murders, or what they're referring as 2 murders.
Can I see what
linking
neighborhood
the
it is?
violence. Neighborhood? Yeah, you could figure out what neighborhood it is. A quick smartphone check will notice it looks like they're kind of moving clockwise around Denver. First shot was more north by northeast. Second one is more eastern. And the way it's being described, it seems like there's a movement southwest from where they are, so probably south of City Central.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out if it would be better to go to the site of the second shooting and try to get some information on where Jaden is, or if it would be better to just try to keep up with the chase, I guess.
Active crime scene, you're not getting it.
Yeah.
There is no evidence to collect until that shuts down.
Okay.
Unless you try to find a way to work around the police.
As they're busy chasing.
Yeah, just
I
flash
don't
your
think
student
that's-
ID.
I don't think that's gonna work.
It would be rough, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm an intern.
I'm working on a criminal justice degree.
This is
Yeah,
my
no.
first case.
No.
Yeah. Alright. Let's get in my car. Or your car, doesn't matter. See if we can get where they're going before they do.
Where are you even driving? We'll do a cut back.
I'm hoping we figure that out on the way.
Give you 2 a chance to maybe pull some intel.
See if we find Nicholas on the street, if he's one of the...
He's just walking along, hitchhiking.
Maybe I'll
yeah,
let...
I can't fucking focus. I'm gonna start looking up Jaden Winters
in the
and trying to figure this shit out.
Yeah,
I just can't.
I'm gonna...
This is too weird, and she's being weird,
I'm
and
gonna
I
have
don't want to
Casey
push it.
drive, and then I'll be trying to do some investigative work.
If you followed me
on
into
my
the
own.
bathroom, yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to be doing my own intel on my laptop and stuff.
Okay. So what type of research are you trying to do?
Okay, so I start with the preliminary stuff. Who the fuck is Jaden Winters? Why is he so important? Where is he? What is he doing? Like,
He's a cheerleader.
just trying to get like
Could be.
a picture here, and like
Name pops up pretty
low
quickly.
key trying to help without.
You stumble across the same obituary information. You find that connection between the 2 of them.
When did Oliver die?
Was it 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's already perplexing because Tabby didn't mention anything about knowing him or going to see him in the hospital
No.
or
Mm-hmm.
anything.
Or even really leaving
While
the
in the
house
hospital.
while on the
Right.
crutches.
Yeah, like
Yeah, that's
how
it's
did
weird.
this is not adding up. Okay.
When I was on crutches, I couldn't really get out
I,
of the
I don't
suit.
say any of this to you, but I'm just like, this is fucking weird. I think she's lying, but whatever. moving on. I'm just trying to find like current intel on Jaden. I don't know what you want me to roll. I'm just trying to find something that would be helpful, given that it seems so important to her.
In that case, I'd push more either investigation and intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
You could go more of a social aspect and try to talk with some people connected to Jaden at some point in time, do some presence or manipulation, and some social skill associated with it.
I mean, I've got socialize and manipulation.
Could go for that, yeah. Combine those two. You're socializing for an express purpose.
Okay, yeah, let's try that. So that's 4.
Okay.
That's it.
2.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to get in contact with some people who were friends of Jaden.
Mm-hmm.
It becomes very clear, like, you know, after Oliver died, he kind of fell off the face of the world. He got tired of everybody feeling sorry for him. We just kind of left him alone at that point, and anything we did with him didn't seem to help. So he kind of drifted.
Okay.
I know he dropped out. I don't think he's moved, though.
Well, where was he staying at?
I wasn't exactly the wealthiest of people, but I think it was in one of the local trailer parks.
Yeah.
Dog face.
Dog attack.
It's laser
Surprise
dog
puppy.
Surprise.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Yeah, the crunch.
Love the crunch.
Get her right up in the microphone.
Get that ASMR.
Just goes down for the bowl.
I mean, he would.
Yeah. Food's food.
Okay.
My
food's in a bowl. This is in a bowl.
With
My
2
food.
successes, they kind of list a couple of them. You're able to do a quick cross-reference and figure out it's the Evergreen Heights Trailer Park.
Okay, I will text this info to Lupita. I'm not telling her any of this. I'm just...
She's in meth.
I will low-key help, but I'm not egging this on at all.
So you've got it narrowed down. All you really need to do is figure out what trailer to go to.
Okay.
But that might be as easy as
Looking at a
fact-
mailbox or
internet phone book,
Okay.
things like
Phone
that.
book,
I don't know what your take
So-
is.
I will thank my contacts and, yeah, go back to trying to do... I'm not doing homework. I'm staring at a textbook
It was a valiant effort.
and watching the
No
news.
homework was done
Yeah.
that weekend.
I will try to narrow this down.
So you've at least got directions. If you're driving, give me a dexterity and drive.
I'm not driving.
Or
It'll be
perhaps you driving?
2 dice.
I can't investigate and drive at the same time.
I got two dice.
He's going to crash the car.
I got 3.
It's-
What
it's-
is it? Dexterity?
Dex
and-
Dex and drive.
Dex and drive.
I have nothing to drive, so
I don't either.
Apparently, I should have gone with you guys because
But
I do have something
3
to
points
drive.
in Dex.
yeah, I have the same. So
Oh.
So it'd be
that's
the
fine.
same for either of you.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
Yeah.
Then
Go ahead, then.
I'll drive then.
If we crash, we crash.
It's my fault, and I'll blame it on.
Now, fair reminder, willpower is a thing. You can tick willpower to add 3 dice to a roll.
Add 3 dice.
Gotta be done beforehand, though.
Otherwise, it's reroll.
Yep.
What do you want me to roll for investigation?
How are you going about investigating? What's your angle?
You said something about an internet phone book or something?
Yeah, every now and again, like, people are trying to take yellow pages, and just do an internet version of it.
Okay.
It's going to be a bumpy ride.
We'll give that a shot.
Oh boy. Okay. In that case, just give me wits and computer. More about that speed, finding the right thing quick enough.
You want me to do an investigation?
Yeah, I'll give you investigation.
Okay, because I don't have a computer.
All right, you do get there quicker than the police do.
Hell yeah!
Like I said, a little bumpy.
Mm-hmm. Pros and cons.
Probably like not quite a
We
G.
have 1 success.
So just as you're pulling into the trailer park, you get the address.
Okay. I will relay it to you. I think you found him. Let's go.
2219. Pull up to it. It's a mobile home up on bricks, as you'd expect. You can see ashtray out front, a couple of broken bottles of vodka, Pupov brand.
Cheap.
Yep.
Cheap ass vodka.
Super cheap.
I mean, he's in a trailer.
It might be an aesthetic choice.
It was there before they got there.
When you buy the trailer, you get this.
It comes
It's
with
the
the
welcome
lot.
gift.
Yeah, instead of giving you a pie, your neighbors just give you like cheap
Just
booze.
cheap vodka.
I mean, depending on your neighbors.
Welcome to the neighborhood.
Right?
You're gonna need
Welcome
it.
to the
Depending on your neighbors. As you've driven up, you've
Yo,
seen this
neighbors.
kind of weird mix of like, that guy looks like a white nationalist. That guy looks like a skinhead. That guy looks like he just got off the boat from like Turkey or something. That's clearly somebody from the country of India. That person looks Native American. You getting this huge mixing pot with this also clear spin of like, there is some clear far right presence here.
Yeah.
Okay,
Like,
so it's more of like the people of the community, not like something's happening right now and they're getting closer together.
nope.
No, just
It's-
people out and about.
Yeah, this is
Okay.
clearly the people who live here.
Okay,
There's clearly this
this is
weird,
just the people of the trailer park.
yeah, this weird mix of
The trailer
like
park
these
people.
people probably don't like each other, but they live in the same location.
That's why you need the vodka.
Yep.
Alcohol
Okay,
brings
so we
community
pull up
together.
outside the trailer.
Okay.
Oh, he's not going to be happy to see us.
I'll do the knock and be like, Jane, your life is in danger.
Come with me if you
Try
want
not
to live.
to make it sound like a threat.
Yeah.
You're going to be better at it than me.
Okay,
Open the door and
so-
we'll burn down your house.
Knock on the door. You get the inside of the door opens. The screen door is still there.
Open
You
this
see,
door right now and we'll burn down your house. What do you mean, or? Fine. Open this door right now or we'll burn down your house.
I'll say I'm from like the Denver home front militia. Here to keep you safe.
here to rescue you.
Basically.
Come with me if you want to live.
Yeah. Door opens. You see guy in like a black shirt, jeans. Clearly like stressed out. You can see the news on in the background. You can see a full, well, partially nipped out bottle of vodka in one hand and a lit joint in the other.
Okay.
Just,
Handmaid's legal.
yeah, it's technically legal at this point.
I'm standing with like my back turned.
So he
Keeping-
doesn't recognize
keeping
you from the.
I don't want him to
Yes.
notice immediately and slam the door.
It's like, oh yeah, you chased me yesterday, and we almost killed that person.
Peace out.
And just kind of gives you that dead stare of like, life's been rough for me recently. How about you?
Just tell him what to do, and let's go.
Do you want to live for more than the next hour?
If that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then bring those.
Had to ask, given the state that you
Getting in
used
the
door.
car. Congratulations. Tabitha thinks that you should
Who?
be.
Car
Remember
race.
the bricks.
Brick girl.
As I'm like now like opening the door for
Shepherding,
him
Putting him inside the car.
and doing like the kind of like the coat grab
The-
kind of thing
the
like
kind of like grab and go.
grab
Turn
it
the
and
child lock
huddle.
on. Pushing car.
You're going.
Shut door.
Do you remember the bricks the other day? Yes.
You
She's forgiven you.
might be overspeaking, but let's roll
Yes.
with it. You get a clear, like, you get the clearest non-response response you can get.
Just
Yeah, the, like, yeah, I know, but. So you get in. The moment you close the door, it's met with another loud and all too familiar sound. From the entrance to the trailer park, guns have just started blaring.
GTFO. Go, 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 go.
You're seeing other people around the trailer park pulling, like, hunting
Fuck.
shotguns.
Oh no!
You are in the middle of effectively an active war zone. What's
Now's
your
the time
plan?
for the drive.
I've been trained. Who am I? Yeah, I'm just part of a militia here. There was no training.
Yeah, it's basically just communal get together and shoot stuff for the most part.
Just shoot at silhouettes down the range.
You got this.
They don't move.
I don't move.
What you can see from your position is a Humvee has pulled up and is half blocking the entrance to the trailer park that you came through. You hear police sirens not too distant, and you see the redneck population of this area prepped and ready with shotguns.
To help?
Help whom?
Not you.
Their neighbor?
Their neighbors, yes. The quote-unquote neighborhood watch is armed and ready.
I mean, I'm kind of a part of the neighborhood watch, too, in that sense.
What kind of weapon are you packing?
Just a pistol.
I would just
Pistol
try to
and
find
a
a back
hatchet.
entrance personally.
Okay.
Or make one. Or
yeah.
make one.
Is a car an improvised weapon?
While I'm driving it,
I mean, in a way, yeah.
it's an improvised tank. Improvised
Large
tank.
improvised
I was
bat.
hoping one of us would have a rifle so we could.
Just
Person
drift
who-
and hit
the
it
other
with the
person
tail.
who drive doesn't matter. Just start driving.
So what is the plan? There is the possibility that there is another exit. You do not know the state of said exit.
It's a trailer park. You can just drive over people's lawn gnomes.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
If you're willing to try, it will require some off-roading.
I should have brought my car. I drive a Jeep.
True, I'll give you that, yeah.
I'd probably drive something like a Blazer too, or
Yeah.
something similar.
Who's part of a militia who doesn't drive like a fucking...
Yeah. Asshole.
Okay, let's do it again.
Alright,
Can I
Spend a willpower.
assist at all? Like trying to point out
not
exits?
really.
Keep down.
I think the best you can do is like effectively make the same roll, and any successes add dice.
Okay.
Add dice.
Yeah.
That's not
I
bad.
guess I'll give it a try. What is it?
Dex and drive.
So 2 dice.
Nope. Alright.
It's okay. I'm spending all the willpower.
Burn that will.
But yeah. Get in the car. Tell
Oh, that's a. Well, okay, I got an 8, so it's technically not a bad fail.
tell Jaden to keep his head down. Also, hi. I promise I'm not here to hurt you this time.
This time.
Alright, so you did manage your success there. You're going out a side exit. Where are you going after you get out? You effectively kind of bump into a ditch, pop out of it without bottoming out, take out the local garden gnome collection, reduce that population.
Actually, can I
and find your way back onto some roads.
I just
Can I write on
like
something?
committed
Go
genocide
to
right
the
there.
hospital.
instead of
Come to
me
the
getting in the
hospital.
car, I want to stay at the trailer.
You can if you want to.
Because you've got Jaden. Oh, and we only need one person to drive. I still want to make it Icarus.
Okay.
Wow, this is a bad idea.
This is a really bad idea, but I'm fucking doing
This is
it.
this
I gotta
is
get my answers.
Casey being pessimistic. This is won't be seeing Tabitha.
I'll be fine. I'm tough. I would say tougher than she looks, but she looks pretty damn tough. I think she's exactly as tough as she looks.
Okay. Alright, so I need some quick damage checks. So you stay for what ends up being a legitimate firefight between militia and locals that then expands to the Denver New Dawn militia versus locals and the police force. The militia is effectively pincered between the two of them.
Okay.
However, one side is relatively unorganized, the other is the police response,
Yeah.
which, as it is active, they come in without even waiting for SWAT.
No, that sounds like I know who's leading the charge then. Get my other character sheet out.
Okay.
I am with you. Nope.
Officer Hot
There's
Pants.
no way they let you come out here.
Yeah, I think you're still on traffic duty.
Yeah.
I'm still on retirement, and I may.
You're on paid leave.
Yep.
It's been months. You're probably not on paid leave anymore. If you are, it's for something else.
Or something.
All right, so they landed a pretty strong hit against you.
I knew why. I kept
I'm
that
thinking
character
I'm
sheet.
probably gonna like go inside the trailer and hunker down somewhere and just wait for them to come to me.
Mm-hmm. In all the firefight,
Those walls are just paper.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's fair.
Unfortunately, you catch a hit somewhere in your torso.
Okay.
It is worth 6 points of lethal damage.
Whoa.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yay!
They rolled real high. It was a pure lucky shot or a pure miss that effectively pierced through the side of the building, struck you, and basically left you like almost unable to move from
Okay.
that hit. By the time things calm down, you're found by a police officer who is basically going through, has been calling out, like, anybody here? You're finding it difficult to breathe, but you can get their attention. They come in and check on you.
Hey, Chris didn't even make it to the fucking trailer.
Nope.
God damn
And you find yourself being carted off to the hospital. Before then, where were you going?
it. You got a bunker somewhere?
I mean,
a prepper.
If you're in a militia and you don't have a bunker, what are you even doing?
yeah.
Some barracks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you know you've got two locations. I think you made it clear you wanted to talk to him, and that got transmitted. So you know that Tabitha wants to talk to him. You also do have the militia bunker you could hide out in for a bit, and then go.
Yeah, I would hide out and then go.
Okay. Wait for things to die down for a bit. The news for both of you comes in about a shootout at the trailer park. It seems one of the local militia.
6th one this week.
Yeah.
So you guys
Today,
fight back
6-1
at
today.
They jumped some
That's a little
gnomes.
unrealistic.
Okay.
Yep.
We could get.
But she stayed there and got shot. So
Huh?
she stayed there and got shot, so she's coming to the hospital.
Yep. It happens.
Jessica's gonna have a fucking
Icarus didn't
stroke.
even make it to the trailer.
Can we take a vote to conduct the rest of the campaign in the hospital?
Yeah, we
Just for
should.
ease of use.
That is our base
Jesus.
of operations.
On your way out, as you were being like gurneyed out, you notice it's a bit of a bloodbath. It looks like there are almost no survivors from the militia. It looks
the New
like
Dawn militia?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It looks like a number of the locals who are defending are injured. It looks like there are probably a couple of lethal casualties, but a lot of people being moved. Next couple of hours go by pretty quick for you as you are brought into surgery. Your parents are notified. They are yet again freaking out.
I meet them at the hospital like, hi, I'm already fucking here with our other housemate.
It wasn't me.
Would you like an adopted daughter? Because you've got a couple now.
It seems that way.
Is Jenny there?
Yeah, Jenny's there.
I mean, I'm sure
Jenny's
she
all
can
here except for Professor.
Yep.
And I guess Casey.
No,
Madison.
him brings
that's right,
brings
you're bringing
Jaden
it.
eventually.
Okay.
So I think that's a good place to end it with. What's your short little conversation with Jaden? He comes in, you see, he is worse for wear. You can definitely see the reefer in his eyes, on his breath.
Reefer madness.
There's that tinge of alcohol there. You're legitimately looking at a shell of a man at this point.
Yeah, I bet.
Between the stress, the drugs, and everything. Approaches and basically just collapses at your bedside, sobbing something you can barely make out of, I didn't want to hurt you. I didn't want to do that.
So I do the motherly thing and try to comfort him.
I'm standing off to the side, trying not to roll my eyes.
And
I'm doing the same thing. We're just just get it out.
Just get it out.
and I'm like, look at you. I know you had it rough, but you need to put your life together. Think of what Oliver would think of you right now.
Yeah, he admittedly loses it at that point. You're just talking to a guy who's just crying.
Just lay off the alcohol a little bit.
I don't think they would have let him bring that in.
Yeah, no, he didn't take that with him in the car.
No, yeah, I would have taken it from the passenger, just
Thrown it out the window.
Yeah.
Hit somebody on the way
put the joint in and then throw it out to see if it
2 in 1,
lights.
yeah. That won't
Molotov,
light.
you know.
Yeah, that won't light.
It's an improvised weapon. Come on.
Cute.
Hit one of the militia guys.
Yeah,
you
you
know
get a
what?
lucky hit, it bonks him in the head.
It's the guy who shot you. You aren't injured anymore.
Yeah, but those vodka bottles are plastic, so it's not going to do a whole lot.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
I mean, they're
Unless
like
it's
$5.
like Grey
They're not in
Goose.
glass.
Yeah, like
The
hits him on the
cheapest
head, and he's like,
absolute
"What the hell?" And
thing
you
on
He's
said-
like, oh, great, fuel.
He's like, "What the hell?" And shoots, and it's the one naked sir.
Goddamn.
All comes full
What
circle.
was that? Accident pulls trigger.
So yeah,
Trigger fucking happy.
I think we will do the aftermath of everything that went on, of the conversation, of, what's Jaden looking like in a couple of weeks or months, as we get the next one started.
Okay.
Cool.
Sorry, guys, we have to
Yeah, that's...
Yeah.
go get our child.
No, that's all right.
How dare you have responsibility?
I know, right?
Having them go and